to go into this season, or what's left of it, with a fair bit of confidence. So they're reigning premier. They've got a bit to defend, and they know the spoils of playing it on the last day of the year, and they'll be looking forward to repeat that this year for sure.
Well done, number 19 for Glenelg, Max Proud, 28 years of age. Go skipper, big occasion, lots of big occasions in sports all over the shop. Your selection is Glenelg, Wayne?
I'll stick with Glenelg, yeah.
Okay, let's see what Jack Hanneth can do. We're seeing him for the first time. Number 44, the big ruckman, got up high, couldn't knock the ball away. He'll go back in, second effort. He gets it, got a hand pass out towards Bradley. Good knock on for the Glenelg team. The ball swung in towards the half-forward line by the man who did so well last year, Partington. He won the McGarry and he's chasing the ball now. Can't do so. Getting across and doing well. The ball shoveled into the turf and there'll be a bounce at half-forward for the Glenelg side. And your eagle eye with those binoculars, which are more attuned to watching racehorsing around the country, you'll be looking closely. Bradley on the left boot for Glenelg, swings it in towards the full forward position. Scrambly play, rushing back in there is Ben Harron for South Adelaide, but there'll be a start. A fresh one.
Yep, very good intensity from both sides early.
Just see what can happen. There's McBean getting up, couldn't win the tap away. He's doing some ruck work early in the game, goes in hard. Also going in hard is Matthew Snook. He didn't do all right, so Motlop, just as he ran clear, there's going to be a free kick to South in defence. The first time I saw Liam McBean was round 2 last year against Adelaide in Glenelg, and he kicked 9 goals.
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Yeah, good start.
Oh, good start, all right. There are lots of stories that, of course, are passed on. He was a close friend of fellow draftee Joe Danaher. I wasn't aware of that. But you make your friends in footy, and as you well know, with the number that you've played with, Wayne, you keep a lot of them. Ball kicked towards centre wing. Bradley on hands and knees over the boundary line. Yes, it is. For a throw in. No breeze out there, is there?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. It doesn't seem to be any from. And we're up fairly high. We'd feel it around our ankles, but certainly there's nothing out there at the moment. No,
I say earlier on, I was bought an afternoon substance. That's a pasty, and the breeze did blow the tomato sauce off the top of the pasty, which is a little bit disappointing, but I could cope with that. Ball at half forward. Mark thought it should have been paid to Highmore. Not quite. Bit disappointing too. He thought he held the grab for South on the half back line. Here comes Bradley, who gets another stat. Goes to the tall ruckman in Hanneth. Hanneth belts the ball a long way for Glenelg in towards their half forward line. It's going to be relayed back towards the half back line, and it will bounce over the boundary line for a throw in. Just picking up a few of the South players who's got Partington down there. He's close to the boundary line. There's Bradley. His kick smothered off the hands of Hayden Sampson for South. Bangs the ball high towards the half-forward line. Clearance is going to be Proud, who jumps on the ball playing his 100th. Can't get a free kick. He's still hanging on. He still can't get a free kick. He did some hard yards. Not quite enough hard yards. Charging after the ball there is Corey Gregson. He got rid of it to Partington. He's kicked to Snook, who's taken to ground. And without the ball, he'll get a free kick.
I think he was a bit surprised the footy come at him that hard that it bounced off his chest and then ended up with a high tackle from Matty Broadbent, and now kicking long into the forward 50.
He does kick long. I'll get you to comment on Broadbent too. Well, welcome back for someone who adds a massive amount of experience to South, and see what he can do. Is we're going to see Gregson take a grab. Ball kicked across the face of the goal front, and this will be the first actual shot on goal for the Glenelg team. The mark taken there by Corey Gregson, about 30 out, but no trouble with the accuracy.
Should score something from there, I reckon. But funny things have happened from that position on the field. But this should be a pretty easy shot on. Well, it is an easy shot on goal, and should be able to slot it straight through the middle.
Gregson kicks and kicks accurately. So Glenelg have their first one straight 6. North Adelaide yet to score. And right throughout our coverage on Digital Pass, we'll be mentioning the significance of the sponsors of both clubs. And you know, Wayne, with your efforts with the football clubs you've been involved in, so sponsorship is absolutely vital.
Absolutely vital to them, and vital to their survival and their extension. And if we don't have them, we don't have footy clubs.
Good call.
It is very much appreciated, and the money is well spent to put players on the park, and also uniforms, and and to keep the club running. So sponsors play a huge role in the footy, not only here but all over Australia.
Yes, I did notice too, like 13 photos that you had in the local papers throughout the week drinking beer. So that's really good in terms of the sponsorship. That's outstanding.
Carlton United Fury sponsorship is very good.
Very good indeed. South into attack to half forward. Foul marks in defence.
Matty Broadbent kicked that in. I thought a few years ago he might have popped that straight through the middle of the goals from about 50 out. He might have lost a yard or two on his leg.
Glenelg getting their first goal in this game, and there's a good grab at half-back by another one of the newer players. That's Luke Parks from the Swans Academy. Yeah. And we're going to see these players, and that's one of the wonderful things about when you start a season, who's looking good, who's going to play well, who are going to be some of the players throughout the year that we're going to look at. And I thought last week there was one. He was super from Nuriutpa. Nick Lange from Central District, 21 possessions, 14 marks and 3 tackles and a goal.
Yeah, pretty handy.
Look good. Look good. It's a goal to nothing. Glenelg with Gregson kicking a goal lead. Now there's an over-the-shoulder tackle. I'm reckoning that'll be paid. It will. Glenelg at centre wing, settling. Short pass in towards half forward is errant. Now is he going to pay the
lift the leg there?
Yeah, almost the grab. Getting across late was Matt Allen, who was from the West Coast, but couldn't do the intercepting. So South to centre wing. It's punched back over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw in. Of course, Wayne, next week we're to the suburban grounds. We leave the Adelaide Oval.
Yep. Yep. And that's good for clubs too to get back to their home territory and the opportunity to put a few dollars in the bank.
True. That's Ben Hayslip who was standing. Matt Allen. Those two wait for the boundary, and the boundary umpire throws the ball in over the top. The attempt to punch it away from Hanneth, who's the tall ruckman. Didn't go too far. It's back to Partington, who surely that must have been a push. Didn't go very far, but he's got it.
No, it was a pretty courageous mark under a lot of pressure.
He's a busy player, isn't he?
Good player. Busy, always busy, and never waste a disposal.
Yep. Kicks it to half forward. Colotto, number 39 for South Adelaide. Can't get some clearance in that pretty ugly pack. Umpire lets it go for a fair way, and we'll call for it, and it'll be a bounce. It's Glenelg one straight. North Adelaide yet to score. 7 minutes gone first quarter.
Tight game of footy.
It is. Jack Hanneth went the hand pass. Good knock on. There's Gregson who kicked the first goal. He's kicked long towards full forward. McBean's there calling for the hand pass, but it's run over the boundary line. Almost dragged in there for Glenelg by Matt Allen, but there'll be a throw-in.
Yeah, bit of time of this ball spent in forward to centre for Glenelg. So they've capitalised early. They want to try and capitalise again while it's in here. Game's tight. Runs on the board are good.
There's Broadbent standing next to Agnew. That's the south and the Glenelg part of it all. Out of the middle. Good strong tackle there by Sam overall.
There's no one there.
No, the kick down ground. Wilkinson running back. Can't quite grab it. Virgin will rush in and take the ball for Glenelg. Close to the boundary line. And the Tigers have their numbers, although a little bit slow as Max Merritt. No whistle. Kicked off the ground there by Jonty Schoenberg for Glenelg. Back to Partington, who gets another stack. Flicks it wide. Running through there is Callum Park. Kicks towards the centre wing. It bounces and rolls over for a throw-in. Peter Walsh, and the next voice you'll hear is Wayne Wiedemann with Glenelg one straight and South yet to score.
Yep, good transition from Glenelg there. Under a little bit of pressure. South had no one to go to, able to win the ball back and get it down the line. Another opportunity in their forward 50 to score. Just need a clean bit of play here.
Almost 9 minutes, just one goal. Perfect conditions. Perfect conditions. Here's Partington with another stat.
Yep.
His kick into the forward pocket. Did it go over on the full? I don't think so.
No, that one.
No, it's been paid there to Tyson Brown. And Brown for South Adelaide, who had a win last week. Takes his time. Crosses the boundary line and kicks wide towards the centre wing. There's a holding call over the shoulder, and Glenelg free kick will go to Jack Hanneth. He's got a few touches.
He's had a very good start. He's put his influence on the game early.
From Northern Territory Thunder. Kick is longer towards full forward. That might be McBean. I think it is. It is. McBean climbs to his feet, and after taking that mark, he will turn and shoot for goal. He was A man who's been about the place, went overseas in 2018, but came back to play football, and
good year to come back.
Was it what?
Yep. Been very pleased with Jack Hanna's start to the game. He's been influential in the ruck, getting the taps to the first use of his midfielders, but his groundwork with the ball, dishing it off to his midfielders around him has been really good, and that nice centering kick for McBean to jump on has ended up in a beautiful goal.
McBean kicks a goal, and following on from last year and the year before, 38 games for 91 goals, and he slots that one, and Glenelg get away now. 2 straight goals to South Adelaide, yet to score in this first quarter. We've gone just on 10 minutes, and as I did suggest, jump on to Digital Pass, have a look at what's happening, and what you can do, of course, is you can be involved, but most importantly, if you're involved, that's good. We're happy about that. But we want you to go neighbourhood knocking and tell people...
Get on board.
Get on board.
Yep.
Get on board the Digital Pass train. You're on board that, aren't you?
I'm on board.
I thought you would be.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I was watching footy last night.
It was a bit on offer last night.
A replay of the Eagles reserves. Watching me young
Oh,
bloke
that's
play.
good. Yeah, how'd he go?
He did all right. Yeah, a bit quiet in the first half, but had a pretty good second half.
Yes, and all the best too. All of those youngsters, be men and or women, and of course in all the different sports, they get their chance. I know a couple of my grandkids are playing netball now, and they're just absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
They're back playing.
Yep.
There's Kapler for South. Bangs the ball towards the half-forward line. It rolls towards the boundary line. Is it out? Overall's over there, but he can't knock it back into play, and there will be a throw-in. So just on 11 minutes gone, during the halftime break in our coverage from this match from the Adelaide Oval, a look at what the coaches think for their particular teams right throughout the year. A very, very impressive montage of football. You like that word there, Wayne?
Good.
Montage? Happy?
Good. No one will know what it means, but it sounds very impressive.
Good. I'm happy with that. There's the kick forward by Heaslip in towards the forward pocket, and there's to be a free kick, is there? Yes. So the game hasn't produced any major highlights at this particular stage. Or 2 goals to Corey Gregson and Liam McBean, and that's the extent of the exercises. McBean over on the half-back line can't take it. It's over the line.
It's been an intriguing game of footy so far. Both sides haven't given an inch. It's just Glenelg have done it better and spent more time in their forward 50.
Now I thought he's going to pay the mark. Kick into centre half forward. It looked for a minute as if there was going to be a grab, and the mark has been paid, and that's gone to...
Man with the pink boots.
Yeah, I know. Well, we've got a team sheet from South, but they haven't... 24? Yeah, maybe we have. That's Hayden Sampson.
Oh, yeah, Clay's young boy.
That's a good kick. That's a very good kick. Sampson. Can't you just conjure up what he'd look like in the gym before a game? Sampson. His kick is accurate in his goal. Yeah,
if his old man's in the crowd, he'd be pretty happy with that. Was right on the top of the 50-metre line, and any stretch for a young kid. Now, I guess he's only a youngster. To kick 50 metres is a pretty good effort. Kicking 50 metres is one thing, but kicking it straight's another. And did quite well then.
Just what was needed too, because there hasn't been much difference, even though the scores are 2-1. It's been a pretty reasonable contest, and that's what we want on a glorious day as such.
Well, two teams will want to be, these 2 teams particularly want to play finals footy, and Glenelg want it back up, and South will want to get there.
Yep. So Gregson has kicked a goal, and McBean has kicked a goal, and for South the goal scorer is Sampson. And South back to half forward, and there'll be a holding the man call, holding the ball I should say. A bit of talk about whether or not there's enough holding the ball and holding the man decisions or what. Well, anyway, Joseph Horse now takes the ball. He got the very impressive boots across towards Motlop. Motlop in towards centre half forward. And there's a splash of bodies all over the shot, but climbing to his feet, I reckon down there is Darcy Bailey. You get a mark from that. Pretty good mark too.
Pretty good mark. There wasn't the greatest kick coming in. It was low and it had a bit of an in swing on it, and judged it on the second one. Took a couple of bites to grab it, and he's well within range. Almost dead in front, 40 out. So this is going to take a reasonable kick. It'll be just inside the 50-metre line, I would expect, and to get a goal pretty much straight after South's goal would be pretty good.
Here's Bailey. Kicks long, but the goal umpire has to just wander across and through for a behind. Glenelg 2-1-13, South of 1 goal. Hayden Sampson, the goal scorer for South. Corey Gregson and Liam McBean, the goal scorers for Glenelg. Was that security guard at the far end below the scoreboard. Could have a bit of work to do down there to throw the balls back.
Yep. He's been busy so far at Glenelg's end.
Yep. We are almost 15 minutes into this first quarter. And we're going to see movement there from Jaden Kapler. And he for South around towards centre wing. They're trying to create something. Bradley minds the mark. There's a little bit of indecision. Eventually ball drilled to half forward. Clears the pack. Umpire saying there's a push out. Disappointment because Ben McCreary was ready to run on there for South, but the damage was done with a shove. And it's Proud who goes wide across towards centre half back. A lot of players milling around. There's not a lot of room to move there as Bradley finds some room. Hand pass, Motlop. He goes back to Scharenberg, who kicks. Was a touch before.
Smothered, umpires indicating it was touched off the boot.
Yeah, not much in this game, Wayne.
No, it's been good. I thought South had a good bit of momentum leading up the forward line until that free kick was given away. But, they're, the game is tight. It hasn't broken up yet, and Glenelg are just doing it a little bit better in the clinches.
There's the big leap from Hanneth, who got up, got both mitts to the ball, trying to shovel it across to where there might have been a Tiger hanging around. There wasn't. In it goes towards half forward. Now there's a free kick for a push. And there's got to be penalty because you can't just dribble the ball back. Well, you can if you want to, but you're going to cop meterage.
You'll pay the price.
What's the coach do in a situation like that? What's the message, if any?
Oh, he might have just punched the desk as we speak, but I think that I don't think he'll get the message out at all. I think he'll know. The players should know that he's done the wrong thing, but he might give him a little bit of a reminder at quarter time. Just get the ball back on the full and stand the mark.
That's the kick from
Not
Fick.
bad either.
That's a good kick. That is a very bold kick off the left boot. And I'm reckoning out there it's Fit. It is.
31. Yep.
He kicks the goal, and South Adelaide get their second. That's a strong kick from Liam Fit.
A couple of good goals. Just wonder if there is a little bit of breeze going that end. A couple of goals kicked on 50 there.
I must say this, and we'll have a lot of fun working together. I spent a few minutes when I arrived at the ground earlier to wander around behind the scoreboard at the northern end and just reflect on a few minutes. The grave there and the headstone of Philip Walsh.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And, to all of those who were associated with a man of such substance and someone who, with what he gave to football, influenced so many.
Yeah. Yep, from all walks and from all clubs and all types.
Very true.
Unbelievable.
R.I.P. Philip Walsh. A kick by Broadbent out of the middle. South doing well. Snooked it all right. Got the ball away quickly. Torford kicks in towards the half. That's not Torford. That's McCarthy in towards half forward. It bounces. Short pass was very clever indeed. Mark is taken down there by Reynolds. But all the plaudits perhaps should go to Matty Allen.
Yeah, good, very good player, Reynolds too. But Matty had a great centering kick. And there was a great bit of good hands in close from Matty Snook to get a bloke on the go and deliver it in the forward line. Clever use of the body to just knock his player out of the load a bit, gather it up and centre the ball beautifully.
Reynolds walks in and kicks a goal. It hits the net behind the goal, so you've got to be careful. Goal was good, but the lead-up was even better. Luke Reynolds getting his first goal. Glenelg 3-1-19. South Adelaide 2 straight 12. Easy to put one's foot in it, early days of a season. But to me, what I think this season does offer, Wayne, is I think it's going to be fairly even.
I think so. I think even though I would say at the minute, even though Glenelg seem to be dominating the game, I think they'd probably have half a dozen, 7 or 8 more inside 50s. There's only a kick between it on the goal on the scoreboard, but both sides are going pretty well here, and if this continues on, we're going to have a pretty good game of footy. Yesterday,
of course, we had a win to North Adelaide, 9-9-63 to Norwood, 8-13-61, and the Eagles 14-12-96, far too strong for Sturt, 6-9-45. They were results, and it was good fun yesterday for all and sundry as Bradley's hand passed at half forward to Motlop. Motlop waits, decides and to get it to Gregson, whose kick is long in towards full forward. Broadbent running back the same way as the football, showed courage. Also showing courage was Joseph Horse, who's kicked towards half-back. And South will believe the Panthers to centre wing, and the mark there on the run is taken by Ben McCreary. He wants to kick it quickly. He does. Right, there's a free kick. And it's going to South. The advantage is paid. And I think there might be just a little bit of frustration because running forward, the advantage paid, it was Eamon Wilkinson. And he seemed to stop just for a second and then ran on, but kicked, and it was a behind.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the Glenelg player handballed straight to the South Adelaide player there. I know I'm getting old, my eyes
You are.
a bit. But
put that first guy away, will you? So behind when it could have been a goal, and it could have meant that the scores were level, and they're close to being level as we get near the half-time score. And Broadbent, you might have heard that whack through Jeffrey's camera. Close. That was fantastic stuff. Now falling to the ground there for Glenelg is Matt Allen, and the umpire's going to play holding the ball.
Yeah, and Matty Broadbent come to the bench. Hands are still ringing a bit. That was a fantastic smother. As we heard the sound from way up here in the commentary box. But Glenelg are into attack, and terrific smother. Don't see it often.
No, you don't. Now kick towards the half-forward line. And it's marked down there by Jonty Scharenberg. In the white boots for Glenelg. Did you ever play in coloured boots?
No.
No. Did you ever want to?
No.
No. More time to think about it?
No. Copa Mundials were my poison.
Who were they?
Copa Mundials from Adidas.
Oh, right.
Best boot ever made.
Okay, I thought that was something you ate in an orchard. But it's obviously not. It's a good smack there by McBean over the boundary line for a throw in. 3-1-19 Glenelg, South Adelaide 2-1-13. Football continuing this afternoon. Michael Maney being joined by Grant Coffey for the next game. Western Centrals. It's close to Scharenberg, who's done well. Now Partington caught once, caught twice, kicks towards full forward, and his kick, well, you'd have to say he was off balance, and it's a good grab down there, marked by Ben Harron. Harron. Oh, dangerous. Went the short pass, and there's perspiration spitting in the air because two bodies went whackaroo. Mark is taken by Billy Stretch. Yep. And his body would have been stretched after he got that smack.
Lucky he was flexible and stretchy because he got hammered pretty hard there. But he's bounced back up. He'll steady himself. He's within range again. So young Bailey, I reckon, had a shot from almost the exact same position 5 minutes ago and just pushed it to the right of the goalpost. So if he was watching then, maybe learned a little bit by that. But as he comes in.
What can he do from 50? He can kick from 50. He kicks it pretty well too. Very strong, kick. But most importantly, very accurate. Yeah. 4 goals, 1-25. Glenelg South 2-1-13. A fair bit about Billy Stretch, spoken by the footy club because they're pleased that he is up and about, and that was a good grab.
Look, he's got some AFL experience. He's been in that system for a while. He's come back. Sometimes it's a bit hard to adapt back to an SANFL club, and I just wonder how Matty Broadbent's going with all that, but that was, he was pretty cool in that situation under a lot of pressure and copped his whack too, and was able to get up and sum it up and slot through the goals. A terrific kick, and Glenelg just a couple of goals up now. They've been the better side for the quarter so far.
During their quarter-time break, we'll give you a burst on the sponsors from the two respective clubs, and thank you to Joanne from the SANFL for that snippet of information. And we've also been reliably informed, Wayne, that with our digital pass, we're looking at people who are locked into the digital pass, and then they let us know. We've had someone from Germany who watched last week.
Now that's commitment.
Maybe they need to be committed. I don't know. Anyway, there's a chance now for South to go back into attack. The kick is all right from Horns now, from Hawes. In towards centre half forward. There'll be a whistle and there'll be... Thank you very much. So we get them everywhere.
It's great to see that we can stretch far and wide, not only in the state, Australia, but we've gone global.
Yes, global. Global warning, it could be. Not warming, just warning. Now, Motlop in defence for Glenelg. Don't forget, we'll check the sponsors at quarter time, but at the moment, we've got some good work out there for Glenelg by Nicholson. Now it's kicked towards the half-forward line. Bounces, neatly kept in play out there by Allen. Now he loses it. He's going to have to run back. Taken away from him. That's fine effort from Ben Harron. He for South, back towards the centre wing to Heaslip. Heaslip does good things to Noble. Noble for the Panthers. In towards half-forward, there's some holding. Now the umpire again is going to pay advantage, and the kick is out of bounds on the full.
Yeah. Oh, bad result there. That was a stinker of a kick. To not even score from 35 out. I know it was a slight angle, but it probably just needed a little bit more poise there. He had plenty of time. Just perhaps centre the ball. Look for another South player there. Pop it up, give someone a chance.
Proud does the relieving. Back towards the half-back flank. Hand pass comes out of the pack and over the line. There's a free kick. Jumping in hard there for South was Jake Summerton. What's happening? No, there's going to be a boundary throw in. Oh, no, there's a free kick.
Yeah, went out in the full.
Free kick in defence at the 26-minute mark of this term. Hardington's kick around towards centre wing. Touched off hands. Good solid throw at the body by Agnew. He lost it in the finish. It was Kapler who tried to run away with the ball. He couldn't take it. Many hands. Agnew thrown to the ground for Glenelg. Good work there. Gregson copped it from McBean. McBean for Glenelg. Bangs it hard in towards the half-forward line. Almost the mark at the back. Good attempt by Harron. Here's a chance now for South to mount a challenge. They'll do so from Heaslip. Heaslip down towards centre half-forward. Punched out of the pack. Good tackle. Umpire's going to let it go. And the clearance will be all right, and it'll be marked at half-back for Glenelg by Billy Stretch.
Nice work from Glenelg there. They had their numbers. They threw the ball around and very composed to get a mark and a catch, but coughed it up, straight back up.
No, that wasn't good from Billy. In towards full forward. Rushing back, Wilkinson tries to keep it in play, can't do so. And it's gone over the line for a throw-in. And a big well done to number 19 for Glenelg. Captain Max Proud, 100 games from a stellar family. Of course, Matty Proud, champion netball player, comes from that stock. And there's quite a few listening out from the SANFL who would be absolutely thrilled at the milestone achieved by Max Proud, premiership player, and getting the 100. There's a big performance in any sport. So well done to you, Max. You're getting plenty of stats too. And so too is number 10. That's 1-0 Partington. In towards the half-forward line. He's searching for the chase provided by Allen. Allen, one way, the other, and the kick is smothered off the boot. That's good play out there. Well done, Ben Harron. And it's over the line, and there's a little bit of how do you do there, and there's a free kick.
Yeah, probably didn't need to do that. He did so well. He had nothing to kick to. He went back on his left just to get the ball forward. Even though there was a lot of South Adelaide players there, he went out of bounds. I would have been happy to take that. Didn't need to react. I say that too, but I know
you probably belted more blokes than you could count. Still, I shouldn't say that. Well, maybe you do. I don't know.
I'm not disagreeing.
No, I was going to say there was nothing from you then. Here's Wilkinson, hasn't got it. Will he get a free kick? No. He gets the chance across towards teammate there, and overall is good. How good was that?
That was terrific. That was good work by South Adelaide.
They persisted. Now, the one thing that we do, and we don't like to do it too much, is you think of people that might, you've got to give this bloke a nickname, but how can you go with Sam Overall? I mean, the fact is he was overall, he was very good, and he kicked a goal.
It was awesome. He was on the end of it. Out wide, he's lining up at full forward. It's probably why he's there to kick goals like that. But that was 45 out on a pretty good angle, and a nice, low, flat punt kick. And it sailed just over the top of the two players in the goal square to score a goal and bring South Adelaide way back into the game.
Just a goal the difference as we head towards the quarter-time break.
Oh.
Well, that strength that's being worked out there. Agnew knocks it forward, and it'll run across towards the half-forward line and will go over the line as Partington from behind is legally tackled there by Zachary Domesny, and there'll be a throw-in at 29.5, almost quarter-time.
He's had a pretty Luke Partington type game already today.
Yes, and we've got, of course, the Digital Pass Player of the Year award. Our commentators will be giving their 3 2-1s at the end of each game, so that's more pressure on you, Wayne. You'll cope.
Did I sign up for that?
And the ball's out of bounds. With a bit of noise here. There's a lot of people here, but of course we'll be at the suburban grounds next week.
Yes, that'll be fantastic for the suburban grounds and the suburban people that get out and watch their home, get to their home ground.
Very true. Boundary throw in to take place. Long first quarter. 30 minutes gone in the first quarter. And a chance now for Glenelg in attack, but a good tackle there by Broadbent. And he'll do the relieving. And I'm reckoning that they'd be fairly happy if they can hang on to this score at quarter time, and they will, because it is. Glenelg 4-1-25. Goal scorers are Gregson, McBean, Reynolds and Stretch. And South Adelaide 3-1-19. Goal scorers Sampson, Fitt, and overall the margin is 6 points. And as I head to Wayne Wiedemann for Glenelg, Fitness Warehouse, Glider Roll, PDF, the Telstra store at Glenelg, and the Flinders Private Hospital. And for South Adelaide, Southern Volkswagens, Flinders Uni, Red Arc Electronics, Belf. Out goes Brad Crabb, retired, Nick Little, retired, Tom Highmore's another player in from Canberra, and Abe Davis went to Stirk, and he got some kicks in the first game. But this is one of the evolutions when you watch a game of sport as to who's where are they from, what's going on, and takes a bit of time to work out who's up who.
It does. Certainly Glenelg have had more ins with a lot more experience in there, and a few of them playing out there today, but some pretty good ins for South Adelaide too, with Matty Bromet and Ben Salford we know can play, pretty handy player.
Yes, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving with Agnew and Broadbent doing a bit of pushing and shoving. And now Motlop got a hand pass and elects to kick the ball off the ground in towards the half-forward line. It rolls and sits. The turf being provided is magnificent. Also, the run that's being provided is magnificent. Kicking towards full forward. That was Callum Park, but didn't do justice, because it'll be the Panthers who will relieve at half-back. Kick towards the centre wing position, and they're going to create something out there. Marked out there for South by Cam McCree. Kick to half forward. But just as one of the very few places out there where there's a shadow. That's it.
The only one.
And it's over the line and out of bounds on the half forward line. Rushing over there to get into position for perhaps something coming in his direction is Eamon Wilkinson. Ball to be taken now by the boundary umpire. And it's the two tall timbers, Jack Hanneth, Cam McCree. Cam McCree for South Adelaide. Put his body in. Couldn't knock it clear. Scrambly from both teams. Eventually out of the pack. It doesn't go far. Now to be taken by Brad Agnew. Good defensive work there by South. The ball in attack, and they'll keep it there as it's over the line for a throw in. And there's a push, so there'll be a free kick. Tight game. Just a goal in it. And if you were working out, framing a market, you'd think that the side that has retained so many players from last year's premiership, but then that doesn't mean anything.
No. It's even money market, I reckon, here at the minute. Maybe Glenelg in front a bit, but can't deny South what they're doing at the moment. They're putting it to Glenelg.
How much does it take for a coach to rejig a side that won the flag with, say, half a dozen new players?
A lot.
Does it?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Hannes in front with the tap away.
Oh,
nicely knocked on. Bailey's kick in towards full forward is a good kick over the top of the pack. Free kick, Glenelg. Partington was being held, and he will turn around and shoot for goal. And then after this kick, I just want you to embellish it a little bit on that, because you've got quite a few of the same faces that you're dealing with. You've got to rejig them, and then you've got another half a dozen who walk in who are fresh from the club. Let's go with Partington. Partington's kicks a goal. Glenelg 5-1-31, South 3-1-19. 3 minutes gone in the term. What is it like? Is there any formula that you could say would work?
No, there's no formula. The biggest thing you've got to get is the new players to gel with the ones that are left. Glenelg were so in line with each other last year. They played some terrific footy. Went through the final series, had a great time, and obviously winning the grand final. But these new blokes have got to come in and take up the slack where these other guys have left off, and sometimes that takes a little bit of doing. It's got to be a team-first attitude, and I think that's what Mark Stone will be putting to these guys, that we got it done last year doing it together, and he'll be expecting that from his new recruits this year.
Yeah, I reckon as Snook gets the kick down ground and he's been dealt with, it didn't seem to be all that rough and ready.
No.
But the umpire is saying it was rough and ready. The man over there was Cam McCree. And, oh well, that's Partington again for a kick.
Yeah, he got 2 free kicks in 2 minutes and probably will kick his second in 2 minutes. And then all of a sudden, Glenelg were out by 3 goals.
The Mag Man, they call him from last year. Partington kicks it behind. It curled away, through for a behind. Glenelg 5-2-32, South 3-1-19. In your role as the coach for such a long period of time, is there any way that you can spot what's happening and a bit of looseness from your players at the start of a season?
I think you can. Attitude's one of them, and most of the time you'll see that attitude on the training track, whether they're just going through the motions a little bit, or they're really being intense about what they want to do. So Mark Stone, I've coached against him when he was up at Wagga Tigers, and he drove him pretty hard there, and I suggested he hasn't changed that attitude either. Good
call. There's a mark on the half-back line for Glenelg, taken by Edwards. Oh, Edwards went across the goal face. It's going to be all right. Motlop's going to snap a goal. Out of nothing, Edwards went the short pass, and it appeared as if Broadbent might have been able to get across and knock it away, but that didn't happen. Motlop kicks the goal, and Glenelg get their second in this term and go to 6-2-38. South Adelaide 3-1-19.
Yeah, probably wasn't the greatest decision the South Adelaide player just made, but obviously he'll learn from that. There's nothing wrong with what he was trying to do. It was just the execution of it in the end. And most times when you kick inside or kick short, back inside of the play, particularly coming out of the back half, if you get it wrong, it can be catastrophe, which it just was. But when you get it right, it is a great avenue for goal for you and a very attacking move. So, encourage him not to keep looking inside and just execute it better.
Hanneth wins the tap for Glenelg. It goes nowhere. They all jump on top of it. Hand pass comes out of the pack, and it'll be a kick forward for South in towards that forward pocket. Spills over the back. Overall was there. Good strong kick there by Fit, but has it gone through for a behind? It must have, yeah. It's a behind to South Adelaide, 3-2-20. Glenelg 6-2-38. Fit can kick the ball a fair way, can't he?
Yeah, they come off pretty well, yeah.
Just 1 or 2 steps forward, and then whoosh, up it goes. Ball at half forward. Plenty of Tigers. Schurenberg's around towards centre wing. It rolls. McBean. Oh, it does very well. He sets up what could be a goal. Hand pass has got to come forward. The hand pass knocked across. Running forward, Matty Allen. Matty Allen, he goes back to Motlop. Once, twice, kick, goal.
Outside of the right boot.
That was pretty special. That, in effect, was using the ball, using your teammates, kicking accurately. And that now gives Glenelg a good lead. 7-2-44. South Adelaide 3-2-20. Motlop kicks his second.
Yeah, well done to those Glenelg players. Well done by Big McBean here to judge a ball on the ground and pick it up like a rover and get the ball forward. Credit to South Adelaide. I think they didn't overcommit to the ball carrier a lot. They just got in positions where it made the Glenelg blokes thinking it could have come undone. So well done to both South their pressure, but Glenelg also to work it out to get the goal.
Yes, as Hanneth leaps high to try and knock this ball forward, can't do so, as we say, from Glenelg's point of view. Fitness Warehouse, Glider Roll, PDF, Telstra stores in Glenelg in Jetty Road. Knock on the door and they'll open it. Flinders Private Hospital, as we see a pause because it's Heaslip who's kicked for South towards centre half forward, but the kick was errant, and rebounding football will see Bradley put the hands out and call for a free kick. Then he tries to knock it back with his heel. Couldn't do so. There's a free kick for holding the ball. Bradley deserves the highest of praise. He was like a ferret in a burrow chasing a couple of bunnies.
And trying to be Ronaldinho.
He was. He did well. He receives the hand pass on the left boot. Kicks towards centre half forward.
Contest.
A good strong contest. Leaping high was Reynolds. Couldn't get near it. Motlop's dangerous. Lays the tackle. It's loose at the moment. No one can appear with the ball as McBean does. Knocks it away. Out of the pack. Well done, Agnew. Agnew over the top. Guess what? Big possibilities for the goal to be scored. And down there, I reckon it's Matty Allen who's kicked the goal. And it is a flurry of activity and a flood of goals. Glenelg's fourth in the term. 8-2-50. South Adelaide 3-2-20. 9 minutes of football, and that's been something a bit out of the ordinary. It's the best passages, plural, that we've seen so far today.
It has been. Glenelg just starting to open this game up a little bit. South Adelaide are under extreme pressure now. They need to start to control the footy, but the Glenelg's use of handball and bringing his fellow teammate into the play has been really, really good. They've got some handballs sideways, they've got some handballs over the top, and they've had players running forward to get on the end of it, and that we saw on that occasion. The handball started on the 50-metre line and ended up with a bloke in the goal square that kicked the goal. So they're just starting to break this game open, Glenelg.
You're on song there, big fella. I'll just give you a stat in a moment as Broadbent kicks South into attack where they haven't been for too much time and they need to be. Wilkinson does the chasing. He takes it, spins around, kicks towards full forward. Proud's going to try and take it over the boundary line. Ooh. He can't do so. Overall got a push. Trip there, maybe Sampson, not quite. Proud gets a quick kick out of the pack towards the half-back flank. Players are wanted. Players are found. Luke Bogle kicks accurately.
Well done.
And Luke has kicked a goal. South Adelaide have their fourth. 4-2-26 to Glenelg. 8-2-50. 10 minutes gone. And Wayne, just on those stats, handball so far, Glenelg 58. South 24.
Yeah, just carving up with the use of the handball at the moment. They were well in front at quarter time. They continue to bring each other into the play and use the free player, use the running player, use the handball to break open it a little bit, and they're doing well from it. But good goal from young Luke Bogle there. He got around a fellow Glenelg, got around his Glenelg opponent, stumbled a bit and steady to get a goal. They just need to spend some time in their forward 50.
Yep, absolutely. And they're going back into their forward 50 through Matty Broadbent. He's kicked down towards centre half forward. And the mark, and the strong mark is taken down there by Max Merritt. Did you like him when he used to be a singer?
There's a couple of good songs,
yeah,
Max
I reckon.
Merritt.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they are, but they would be good if we could remember them.
There was one about the ferry in Devonport, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, the ferry on the Mersey.
That's
it. There you go. How many games did you play at Devonport?
40.
40 games. Remember you swimming out into Bass Strait getting a ball once, and it was that cold on it. I don't think you ever returned, and here you are here.
It was frozen ice block.
There's a mark taken down forward for South. Let's be serious because we've got a kick from Tom Whittlesea. This could be two in a row. He's only 40 out. Comes in, drop punt kick on its way. It'll be close. I think it's through. Yep. I think it's a goal. We wait. The umpire says, yes, we have. Full point, so Whittlesea kicks a goal, and South get the last two, and well played to the Panthers. They, with that goal, the 5-2-32, Glenelg 8-2-50, and I'll just mention for South, Southern Volkswagens, Flinders Uni, Red Arc, Electronics, and the Big B. The Big B that you visit all the time when you're down there.
The Boozer.
Not the Boozer. Belfast.
Belfast. Yeah, I love my Belfast boys.
Aren't they good?
Yeah, I love them.
Have you ever been into a pastry place that's not good?
Oh, no.
No.
I love my sweets. I love my pies, pasties, sausage rolls.
Can you wash that down with the frothy?
I think you can.
Okay. All right. You want more time to think about that? No. Getting close to half-time. Out of the middle, Matty Schnook towards half forward. Good fight back by the South, who've kicked the last two goals into half forward. Taken to ground there, Reynolds gets to his feet. They're all falling over. There'll be a bounce about 40 out from the goal that Glenelg is attacking. And, you know, Wayne, we've had 6 goals in this quarter. We've only gone 13 minutes.
Yeah, no, Glenelg were all over it early. And credit to South to just steady and compose a little bit. And they've actually spent a bit of time the last 4 or 5 minutes in their forward line when they've got a couple of goals. The game could have went really the other way if they hadn't have bounced back. And to their credit, they've stuck at it.
Yep.
Gave away a couple of silly free kicks, but they're back onto it now.
True enough for some of the major stats getters because the ball's over the boundary line. Glenelg 8-250, South 5-232. Parkington 15 disposals. Bradley and Motlop 11 each of 2, and Snook has 9.
Yep.
And Broadbent has crept up to 7 for South, with Heaslip 7, Schwartz 7. And so that gives you a bit of an idea as to what's going on. As we've got Motlop, he's had a couple of goals, but he flicks the ball across to Gregson, whose kick floats in towards full forward. Oh, defensive knock. Might have been what was required, but anyway, it did happen. Chance there for the clearance. Noble was in there trying to get away. Free kick holding the ball.
Lack of confidence or lack of talk out on the field there. It could have been an easy chest mark in the end of that South player, just taking the mark and steadied the ship, but he punched the wall away. Glenelg swoop on it, now get a hole in the ball. Big McBean on the ground doing the work again.
There were 4 players for South who were about the place, and they don't get a kick because Big McBean does. Nobody is in the other half of the ground. They're all in the half that Glenelg has the ball. Liam McBean on his way in, curves it back and kicks a goal, and he now has 2. There are 7 individual goal scorers for Glenelg, and they lead 8-250, South Adelaide 5-232. This coverage coming to you via the digital pass. You can play favourites, jump on board and do all the right things and pretend that you know what's going on in your world of computers, because even you and I, Wayne, know how to do it.
Which was surprising for me.
Surprising for me as well too. SANFLdigitalpass.com.au, or you can jump on the app and have a quick look, and you get all the knowledge that you require.
It is. You can sit in your chair, your lounge room chair, if you can't get to the game, and watch it.
Yep. Other good things about it too. Yeah, and you can look back and look at the previous games. It's not just the games that are on live.
Yep.
They can have a look at how your side went, particularly if you're a North Adelaide supporter. They're going all right.
Well, if you can't watch it live and you're out in the gardening on this beautiful Sunday, you can sit down after tea tonight and watch it.
Yeah. Very true indeed. Now, thanks to Zach Milbank, this is really important news, and we do appreciate it, because in scratching out the notes before the game, I'd scratched out Max Merritt. It's Matt Merritt. Matt, so he probably wasn't in a band.
Well, he's Max now.
We'll call him Max.
He's Max now. He's got his nickname.
Thank you, Zach, for that information. We won't use it, but it's very good of you to call.
We've got a listener.
I know. Well, Zach works for the SANFL, so he has to be.
He's got to be doing
involved.
His job.
Good work, Zach.
All over it.
9-2-56 to 5-2-32. 17 minutes into the second quarter in glorious sunshine at the Adelaide Oval, heading towards half-time as the ball off the hands there of Chris Curran, who's running around, and it's over the boundary line.
Used to play for Hawthorn? No,
that's Peter Curran.
South Launceston.
He did. Peter Curran. And then, of course, he was with the Crows when he came over here, wasn't he?
He was, yep.
Boundary throw in, heading towards half-time. Partington is busy, gets clear, floats a high ball. Broadbent's there. Oh, Broadbent outmarked there by Luke Reynolds, who beat 2 of them. An unguarded goal. That's where his kick is. To an unguarded goal, almost grabbed down there by teammate in Matty Allen, through for a behind. Glenelg with that behind. Now move to 9-3-57, South Adelaide, a 5-2-32.
Yep. South have just got a steady here. Glenelg seemed to have a little bit of momentum again. Matty Broadbent's recognised that and slowed the play down a bit, but Glenelg just need to bounce back a little bit here, probably get the next goal. They're 4 goals down, getting close to time on period. They'd like to be a touch closer going into half-time.
Yes, and don't forget at half-time we'll have a summary of this game from Wayne Wiedemann, and then take a look at what's been happening in the world of your favourite team and how some of the personalities in your favourite team think that your side will perform, as we see Nick Schwartz for South Adelaide in towards the half-forward line. Numbers belong to Glenelg. Hand pass out of trouble was pretty good from Nicholson. Back towards centre wing. Broadbent intercepts. Now, what's going on here? Broadbent, it's not going to Broadbent, it's going against well,
something's happened off the ball here because Matty Broadbent was away.
He was. And that's some real frustrations, and the frustrations I think are being felt by Ben McCreary. He wasn't very happy. Doesn't matter whether he's happy or not. Someone who is happy is Jackson Edwards, who kicks towards the half-back line, and Glenelg will now reload through Scherenberg. That can be very frustrating, Wayne, when you look like you're going into attack. You need the next goal before the break. Now, here's our mate, Matt Merritt. I bet you I call him Max before the game's out. Back to the centre wing. Jackson Edwards. It's kicked forward. Should have been marked. Wasn't marked by Nicholson. Has time to steady for Glenelg to centre wing. Did it go far enough? Partington says yes, it did.
Good kick under pressure from Jackson.
Reece Milson minding the mark. Now, it's an adventurous kick into the middle. It's going to work out all right because Virgin's going to wait for it. Got a hand pass. Kick forward in towards Bailey for Glenelg. Lost it. Scrimmage at half forward. No one can clear this ball away, and there'll be a bounce at the 20-minute mark of the term, with Glenelg having kicked in this term 5 goals. They're 9-3-57. South Adelaide 5-2-32. Now take your time. Take a kick. Thomas Highmore wide towards centre wing. And it's over for Australia. An unfair question of me without notice. How many games did you play on the Adelaide Oval, Wayne?
Oh, not many.
Not many?
Not many. I probably played more for West Torrens when we used to play Sturt and South Adelaide here. But didn't play many here at all.
When you run onto the ground when you're playing a terra firma like this, was it a bit of a strut to think, oh, this is a good venue?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, actually. It was certainly something different about running out here, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, Proud's got the ball, and he's told that he can play on with the advantage rule, and he does. Kicks to half forward, and it's all Glenelg.
Yeah.
He's trying to work out who was picking up who. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits on that one, because there were Tigers all over the shop. And if you've got a player at centre half forward of the calibre of Luke Reynolds and he's standing there by himself, he's half a chance of getting it.
And they had McBean in the goal square, 1 out too, so that player in the centre of the ground had a couple of options there, and took the 50-50 out of it, went to Reynolds on his own. Not a bad bloke to go to either.
Reynolds kicks, it curves back. The goal umpire is saying okay. The only reason I hesitated was the goalpost is still wobbling. It was obviously pushed by players, but it went through for a goal.
Yeah, no, it did. It curled back nicely. It wasn't great for a start. It didn't look great off the boot. It looked to be certainly heading to the left of the post, but must have been the shiny side of the footy. Brought it back in, and he scored a 6-pointer. It's had a pretty good impact on the game so far, Luke Reynolds. We know the type of player he is. He's very influential, good one-on-one, and very dangerous up forward.
So 13 scoring shots to 7. At quarter time it was Glenelg 4-1-25 to South 3-1-19. And we have 3 goal scorers that have kicked more than 1. McBean, Reynolds and Motlop. And it's a healthy swag when you've got to 7. Out of the middle, the attempt to bust forward was from McKinnon in towards half forward for Port Adelaide. Let's try South Adelaide, and Curran marks. Curran skips about, has a look around. Plenty of options down there, isn't there? Motlop's one.
Yeah. No, Glenelg are very efficient coming out of the back half. They do their spread very well. They open up the middle of the ground for a pass to come in there at some time. But
well, it's back at centre wing. And here we go with Hayden Sampson in towards half forward. Proud's got it in defence, dragged away without the football. Goes back towards Sampson, who did the heavy work on both occasions, but he just hung on too long and gave the free kick away.
Just probably needed to give it the first time there. I don't think he's playing too many league games of footy, but
Just 20.
Just a 20. So he's still learning that when you've got to give it by hand and not foot.
Yep, good call. Matt Allen, he's one from afar. We've got Jackson Edwards from Werribee. Matt Merritt from Panola. Matt Allen from the West Coast. Luke Parks from the Swans, and from Northern Territory Thunder, Jack Hanneth. Good spread there for a side that won the flag last year, and they picked up a few. That's a good sign.
They've done well. Helps recruiting when you're coming off a flag too, don't worry.
Yep.
So you more than likely think you back it up somewhere at the pointy end of the season.
Now, Ben Heaslip.
Every recruit wants to be a part of that, I reckon.
True. He's got white boots, but Wayne Wiedemann only wore boots that were provided free by the firm called Adidas. What's it called?
Adidas.
Adidas.
I could do with a new pair too if you're listening.
Well, I used to get all my stuff from Teddy Whitten.
Oh, yeah.
And I said to Ted, if you stop calling me knackers, what I'll do is I'll treat you with more reverence. But he didn't.
No.
And I didn't.
He couldn't care less.
What a wonderful man he was.
Yeah.
Outstanding citizen, and absolute pleasure to work with him for many years in Geelong. Throw in, scramble, nothing happening, fresh start. 10-3-63 to 5-2-32. Now, we could have a program where we just talk about nostalgia, because football, it brings so many memories back to you.
Absolutely. Pick a town and then go from there.
Fish Creek.
Fish Creek.
There you go. We're going any further with that?
A few good players come from there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know any, but still, you'll tell me shortly.
There was a boy up at the Gold Coast called Sam Flanders. He's a Fish Creek boy.
Right. The only Flanders I knew was someone from The Simpsons. It was
Well, correct. And funny enough, his uncle's nickname was Ned.
Ball's out of... No, it's not. Not quite. I thought it was going to creep over the line. It didn't. 24 and a half gone in the term. Glenelg 10-3. 63. South Adelaide 5-2-32. Game to follow. Michael Maney and Grant Coffey here. And the Eagles bouncing about the place, playing West Adelaide. And we're waiting now for a slight pause.
Need South Adelaide to get a goal here.
Yep. Big time. Hanneth. Oh, how about that for a clever tap?
I reckon he's been very good, Hanneth.
That's as good as you would see. Just tap over the left shoulder, looking for and seeing a Tiger who was keen to pick up the breadcrumbs. Didn't quite run through and grab it, but gee, that was good.
His ruck work has been very good today. I've been very impressed by this man, the first time I've seen him. Strongly built lad too. He
is from Northern Territory Thunder. Out of the pack, the kick forward is taken by Agnew. Bounces in towards full forward. And the kick at goal hits the post. The bounce there not favouring Matt Allen. And it tickled the woodwork for a behind 10-4-64 to 5-2-32, 26 gone second quarter.
Yep. That goal could have been fatal for South Adelaide. 6 goals down at half time, so it's hard to come back against last year's Premier for that. But they've been given a reprieve from that, and 26 minutes into the quarter, you wouldn't think there's too much to go. If they can just work the ball forward, keep possession, spend a bit of time in their 50 and sneak a 6-pointer before half time, 4 goals is better than 5 or 6.
And Laurie from Longford, who's one of our regular listeners, he's just flicked a message through, and it makes a lot of sense, because he said Glenelg 10-4-64, South 5-2-32, so they are exactly double the score of South. And Laurie, who has a very boring life but needs to do that, but that's the score. 5-2-32, that's the difference. South in towards the half-forward line, close to half-time. And we're just watching bodies all over the shop, and one of the bodies belongs to Max Proud, who was about the place. And South not getting the run in terms of the free kicks, because the player at the bottom there, Eamon Wilkinson, having a chat to the umpire, and Proud doing the right things and earning a kick in his 100th.
Now here's an opportunity. Very sloppy from Glenelg.
Well, tell us what happened, Wayne.
Very efficient, switch backwards and then switch backwards again, and the kick went over the top of Jackson Edwards' head, and now a kick deep into the top of the goal square for South Adelaide. If they can just spend a bit of time here and work a goal.
Well, we've got McCreary down there in that pocket waiting for the ball to be thrown in.
Hopefully they've got a set play from this boundary throw-in.
Your mate's down there, Hanneth. Gee, he's been good. Hanneth. Actually fists the ball away. That was very clever. We must go with the hit-outs during our half-time break because Hanneth would be enjoying his role. Ball banged back towards the centre of the ground. South with numbers at half-back. And they'll have no degree of difficulty in the clearance from half-back. Rose did well. Neatly done, Milson. Milson knocks the ball forward. Chance for Kapler for South. Kapler to half forward.
Oh, it's a
now
push.
The whistle, oh dear.
Yeah, I saw that and I thought, oh no, because South had a player
There's
definitely had
Colotto.
a set for it. I'm thinking this is our opportunity here, and this guy's couldn't quite get front spot and worked his player out of it illegally.
Yep. A disappointment for Carlotto, who threw the fist into the terra firma of the Adelaide Oval. And Damien Hoff, who's the curator, he wouldn't mind because he'd fix that up. But there was real frustration there. And now a mark by another newcomer, Luke Parks, via the Swans. He's at half-back, very close to half-time. His kick in towards the half-forward line, and McBean just plucks that one. Turns around, kicks towards full forward. Allen's up there.
Yeah.
McBean's so nonchalant, just swung onto the left boot.
Been super, McBean. He's just given that outlet to go through when Glenelg coming out of their back half. Such a good mark overhead. Plus he's got a few inches on the guys down there, and the South Adelaide backman on the defence, and he's just controlled it in his area today. He's kicked a couple of goals.
Well, Allen's from the West Coast, and he's going to kick this ball on the left boot through for his second goal. And Glenelg in this term have kicked 7 goals 3 to move to 11-4-70. South Adelaide 5-2-32. Allen, Motlop, Reynolds and McBean, all 2 goals. Singles to Gregson, Stretch and Partington, whilst the South Adelaide singles to Sampson, Fitt, Overall, Bogle and Whittlesea. This is a very handy lead.
Oh, handy lead now. I can't see South Adelaide pegging this back. It's going to be Glenelg by how far, which is disappointing because it is a reasonable game, a good game of footy. Not a reasonable, it's a good game of footy, and you just see how good Glenelg are. And unfortunately for South, they're showing them where they've got to get to if they want to play some really good finals footy.
Remembering that South had a win last week.
Yeah.
So they started the season well, but this is a real test of character now to stay in touch. And they're going to have to try and do that before half-time. As we see the ball delivered out of the middle, down the ground towards centre half forward. And that's Reynolds who comes out and takes the mark. The Sharon, although I don't know whether they use Sharons anymore, but that one was spinning towards his face, but up went the hands, and he dragged down the easy mark.
We prefer the Sharon. He kicks this goal. This is an 8-quarter goal so far from Glenelg, and a lot of it in the last 5 minutes in time on. It's gone 31 minutes this quarter now.
Here's Cool Hand Luke, or is it Cool Boot Luke? It is, yes, it's the post. A post there for Glenelg. Registered by Luke Reynolds, one of their better players, without any question at all. Just 25 years of age, so a lot of football left in him. 11-5-71 to 5-2-32. And we have gone, Wayne, we're in overtime here.
Yeah.
We've gone 32 minutes.
There we go.
Digital pass football at the Adelaide Oval. And those that saw the unfurling of the yellow and black flag last year would be pretty happy right now. 11-5-71 Glenelg. South Adelaide 5-2-32. It's a big margin in that term. It was 7 goals 4 to 2 goals 1. Quickly through the goal scorers and some thoughts from Wayne Wiedemann before we take our package on.
Half-time's all about the coaches, and although Mark Stone will be very happy with his troops at halftime, he'll want to say, let's keep it going, keep concentrating, don't let up for a minute. On the other hand, I think Jared Wright would have been pretty stern with his players and expect his group to have a response in this third quarter. And he may know deep down that they may struggle to win the game, but what he wants to see is his footy team get better each game and each quarter. And there's probably not a better quarter to start to get themselves back into this game.
And don't forget, Wayne, because of your expertise and knowledge, you'll be picking out the 3, 2 and 1s for our Digital Pass Player of the Year. Last year it was won by Luke Partington, who also won the McGarry Medal. And for a lot of people who might not be aware, sitting opposite me, Wayne Wiedemann, who won the William Leach Medal. Remember that?
Yep.
Where's the medal?
Where is it?
Yeah. Come on, answer the question.
It's at home somewhere?
Well, you made that answer up, I know. Best and fairest in the Tasmanian Football League. Well done to you too.
Yep, that was 1998, I reckon.
It was, because I backed you. When you told me a week before you knew you were going to win.
I was going to win it. We won it 2 years in a row at Devonport. Fabian Corelli won it the first year, and I was lucky enough to win it the second year. So, yes.
Well, you have the responsibility, and just as a matter of interest now, because it looks like a blood rule, how do you go about it? Do you go with stats at all when you're looking for the best players?
No, influential. And I reckon I've got 3, 4, 5 blokes already in the gun for that. Yep. One bloke just tapped it to his midfielders has been impressive today. Okay. Who's a name I've jotted down early.
Now, there's a free kick to South Adelaide for a head-high tackle. Yep. And Eamon Wilkinson, when he gets up, will get his head screwed back on and will shoot for goal from 20 out.
And good on him too, because what he's shown then was some real intent to win the footy, and that's what Jared Wright wanted to see. His rest of his playing group will want to show, and he's set the perfect example in the first contest that he's gone through, and hopefully the rest will follow. If he can finish off with a goal here, this is a good start for South Adelaide, and hopefully they have the ability to keep it going. But they've got to show some will and some want and intent to win some footy here, and this bloke's young fella's done that.
He's spinning the ball around too.
Nervous.
Now he's ready. Drop punt on its way as a goal. Good start by South Adelaide in this third term. 6-2-38, Glenelg 11-5-71. Jared Wright would be thinking, what about Matty Broadbent, the big gun in this team? What would he be thinking about his first half?
Solid, I think. Just solid contribution. His midfield has been outplayed by the Glenelg midfield, so he hasn't had a lot of first opportunities. He's won his own ball. I sit here and I'm not quite sure whether I like to see Matty Broadbent, even though he's got a wealth of knowledge, a good body, he's been around the system for a long time, playing midfield. I'd like to see him propped up at centre-half back, marshalling his troops, some great experience down there.
Interesting thoughts. Yeah, okay. Hanneth was up before anyone got near him, and there's going to be a free kick for an over-the-shoulder call, so South will go back into attack again.
I just reckon we watched him a lot for Port Adelaide. He's done his best work down back.
Well, he's up forward at the moment, and you'll see the ball whistle over his head in towards half-forward. And he's got the ball now. He's going to shoot for goal. Kick smothered off the boot and done very well. That's the good smother by Agnew towards the boundary line. It's close to going over. Hand pass went to Bradley, and there's a holding off the ball.
Yeah.
They've given away free kick 7 late.
They have. That was just a late tackle. The Glenelg guy did terrific, and Parks did terrific dishing the ball off quick hands. But unfortunately, the South Adelaide bloke was halfway through his tackle and continued with it and gave the free kick away.
A bit to like too about Matt Allen from the West Coast. He's picked up a few stats, hasn't he?
You've called him a fair bit today, and he showed some really good stuff down in front of goal as well.
Yeah,
here we
South.
go.
Overall couldn't take the mark. He was directly in front, 30 from goal, but couldn't. Broadbent attempts to lay the tackle, but that didn't happen either. Sushed off the boot, and the man we're talking about's running quickly. Allen towards the half-forward line. Isn't there some space there for McBean, who takes the mark, goes the short pass in towards the forward pocket. There's a push out, and there's going to be good second effort there by down there in defence. That was noble towards the boundary line, but kick was a wobbler, and McBean will bring it back. Just
needs to show a bit of polish down there, particularly coming out of the back half.
Yeah, McBean, did that kick go far enough? It did. Bradley marks.
Just that required.
Bradley, a very busy player. Very busy player indeed. In towards centre half forward. Clears the pack. Overall attempted to lay the tackle. Couldn't. We're watching. And now we're waiting. And we're waiting for Gregson to remove the obstacle on his back. And the obstacle was Nick Schwartz. And the ball now in the air. Wilkinson attempts to kick the ball away for South. It's a scramble in the opening minutes of this third term with Glenelg 11-5-71. South 6-2-38. Glorious day.
Beautiful day.
Isn't it? Not sure what the forecast is for the days to follow, but this is a good one. It's been a Strange old week, but then again it's July, so we've got to be prepared to say it's winter. And that's a good knock on there by Bradley. He does well. Got it across towards his teammate Parks. Parks does well. Over towards Edwards. Edwards towards the half-forward line, and they're going to create some space. And they do it well. Snook's kick in towards full forward. Reynolds got up high, couldn't take the mark. Goes towards the safety of the boundary line and over for a throw-in.
A lot better start from South Adelaide. I know we're only 5 minutes into this quarter and they need to play 25 minutes of this type of footy. They've made it hard for Glenelg again, and they've competed a lot better. Just a little bit of polish they've lacked.
Now we're going to see McCree contest the boundary throwing with McBean. There's a bit of noise from the gathering saying there should have been a free kick. Well, that in effect is not going to be the fact. Billy stretched towards full forward. Reynolds missed it. Pick up and goal. Reynolds missed it. Didn't matter. Gregson was quick. And a goal to Glenelg at the start of this third term. And exactly what South didn't want. 12-5-77 to 6-2-38. 6 minutes gone in this third quarter.
Was a super effort. Looked like Luke Reynolds was all over that to take that catch, and lovely crumb work, and that's where the small blokes like young Corey up there has got to be front and square. Yep. That's his job. The big boys take the marks, make the contest, the little blokes get underneath, and he did that very well. And the easiest kick in footy you'll get if you're in the right spot when the big fellas are doing a thing, and then your job is just to finish off. But he did that with a nice kick around the corner. 5
scorers for Glenelg with goals more than one, so 5 with multiples. And Gregson kicked the first goal of the game, doing very well, being very busy up there too, and getting involved as there's a good tackle.
Yep. And
rewards go by way of Reece Milson. Good strong tackle and rewarded. That's what I said. It's got to be good.
Yep.
Kick. Well, it did test out his teammate in Kapler, but he marked. Kapler in towards half forward. Should be a mark. Is a mark. Kick now towards, it was a wobbler in towards the forward pocket position. Goes close towards going over the boundary line. Picked up there by Wilkinson. Wilkinson's kick deep into full forward, but easy mark taken there by Edwards. Just one errant kick, Wayne, you're in bother.
Yeah, and look, you can't do it against Glenelg's backline either. You got to be nice and efficient going forward. I think some of that problem today, their efficiency going forward, South Adelaide, haven't hit a lot of targets. The ones they have been low and along the ground, and some have just been flat out stinkers. But Glenelg, when they go forward to McBean, Reynolds, these type of guys, they get the best passages of play and get on the end of it and score. South Adelaide, it's just a lot of hard work for them to get goals.
A stretch in the play for the early minutes of this term. Marks the defender's kick in the back pocket. Glenelg 12-5-77. South Adelaide 6-2-38. And they work the ball well. They are prepared to be patient.
Yep. They've got their structures. They know where they're going. This bloke won't make a bad decision either. He'll go down the line to his ruckman.
Partington's kick long. Oh, not quite the mark. And here we go again. The running machine is Matt Allen in towards the half-forward line. And Snooky has the ball. His kick is twin-fisted over the boundary line. And there will be a throw-in. Good defence.
Yeah. Just needed that South Adelaide guy to mark that ball. He juggled, just hit the deck, and Glenelg were the first ones to swoop on it and get the ball forward. Now it's deep inside their 50 arc, and South will be nervous again.
Gee, there's a fair few around the ball. Boundary throw in. Glenelg holding sway and looking as if they have total control of this match. As Whittlesey kicks the ball over the boundary line, and there will be a throw in now. Further down the ground, Proud playing his 100th. And all of those who are watching on our digital pass coverage would be thrilled at Max. Good on you, Max. Reaching that milestone. Of course, not as many as would like to get to the ground, and some who live a fair distance away, but a good milestone.
Well, hopefully they're watching.
Absolutely. Ball at centre half forward. McBean did the tapping. Gregson has kicked a few goals, attempts to bust the pack, can't do so. And we'll say, let's give either Fraser Bayer, Michael McShram or Daniel Whittlesey, who are the umpires, a chance to become involved. And good on you, Shane Harris, for all of those who are involved. And whilst they're involved, there's a quick kick out of the pack for a goal, and that came off the boot. I think it might have been Darcy Bailey down there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I reckon it was.
Yeah.
Yep, I reckon it was. That was a great kick round the corner. Stoppage work there. I'm not quite sure if that was a set play or the ball was meant to go that way, but Bailey was on the right side of it, and one-step kick round the corner. It was a pretty good effort, particularly, well, there was a lot of numbers, as you mentioned, around the ball, and managed to get, and that's how your luck goes sometimes. You know, you can be in front, you can be up by 7 or 8 goals, and things just go your way. And it plucked out Darcy Bailey, one-step bang round the corner goal, and South Adelaide probably thinking, what else can we do?
Yes, that's the question. As we're back at centre field, and not a lot happening in this third quarter, and yet we've gone over 10 minutes, and South into attack with the necessity to try and get a goal, and they do into attack, kick the ball in towards full forward. Hand pass comes clean off the ground towards the half-back line, where the run is provided there by Joey Haynes. Haynes picks it up. Kicks towards full forward. Oh, almost. It was not McBean down there.
No.
Off the back of the pack. Good crunching tackle. Well delivered,
yep.
McCree.
Hurt him as well.
He has the short pass on as Glenelg affect the turnover. And do it well in defence. Fair bit of trouble there. A Stretch will play on. He's kicked wide towards the half-back line, and it's marked out there by Jack Hanneth, your mate.
Yeah, I like him.
He could be creeping into your votes. I just get that feeling.
Yes, I think he's going to... He could feature.
Don't give it away. Still get a bet on, so don't give it away. Half forward line. Chasing hard Reynolds. Can't quite snag the leather. Back to half-back mark line. Motlop. Motlop, busy player. Goes for short pass here. Hanneth marks again. Elects to play on. Dabs the ball in towards centre half forward. The attempted mark there by Brown isn't paid. Umpire said no, touched off the boot. It bounces back to centre wing. South trying to create something to kick the half-forward mark by Proud, who's told to play on. Knocked to the ground by Overall. It bounces to half-back. Curran. And Curran for Glenelg around to Motlop, who can't take the mark. But, tell you what, there seems to be a bit more meterage to moving out there. A bit more movement to half-forward. And there is not much going on. South trying to bring the ball forward. Overall, can't trap it. Bounces to half forward. Kicked off the ground.
Come on, young fella,
Wilkinson's running. Wilkinson still running. It's into the post for a behind to South, who was 6-3-39. Glenelg, a 13-5-83. 13 gone in this term. Wayne Wiedemann.
Yeah, South Adelaide, look, they're trying very hard. They just haven't got the efficiency like Glenelg have going forward, and they haven't got a McBean or a Reynolds up there that gives them a good, strong target to go to. And sometimes there hasn't been any movement. They kick the packs and kick the stationary players, South Adelaide. They've got a few issues up forward. They only kicked 6 goals so far for the game, and I think 4 of those might have even come in the first quarter. At least 3 did anyway. You've got to score, and you've got to score against teams like Glenelg and to give them a good contest, but they just haven't been real efficient, and Glenelg have been really good coming out of their back half.
Speaking of really good, Luke Partington to Motlop. Motlop takes them on. His kick wobbles towards centre half forward. South with numbers in defence, and plenty of them.
Just got to keep possession. You've got to wait up. There's nothing forward of you, so...
Well, Sampson's got it. Sampson's kick, Wilkinson. It's punched away well and meets the boundary line, the white boundary line.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. And Reynolds, McBean, these sort of guys would take that mark. Out, different size player down there, and Glenelg easy spoil over the top. Just got to be a little bit patient and play a bit more possession game at the minute. Glenelg don't have to man up because South keep turning the ball over, so you've got to win that respect back.
Throw in, flick through the pack, good knock on. That was Snook. Back to the centre of the ground, stretching out, not tweaking the muscles, but not tweaking any hamstrings, is Sampson, who overcooked it, or did he? No.
Did a little bit.
And he was just about
a good stretch catch.
Yeah, Haynes to half forward. His kick wasn't all that good. Umpire says play on. He follows it up, does Joey Haynes, in towards half forward. They need someone to kick it long.
I reckon
and there will be a poster.
Yeah.
Poster that out of the middle, running very quickly. That looked like Joel Cross down there. I think it was.
Bit of build up for South Adelaide there, but just need to get a goal. They're only outscored this quarter by a goal, but here was a chance.
Well, look at it, Wayne. It's 13-5-83 to 6-4-40. At half time, it was 11-5-71 to 5-2-32. So we've only had 3 goals kicked in this term.
It's a lot tighter affair. South Adelaide definitely have changed up a gear and been a lot more competitive. They just need to capitalise as well.
Now the kick in towards centre half forward, and I tell you what, a leaping mark there by a very impressive performance, Carl Nicholson. It's good when you see him over the pack and just pluck one like the cherry towards the half forward line, and South goes straight back into attack. Off the boot there of Sampson, clears the pack and will run shy of all and sundry, and another boundary throw in. Boundary umpires getting their 2 bobbers worth. Stephen Evanson, Owen Katsarati and Jason Williams. There's been a fair bit of action from those 2 guys. Ready again? Katanzarati. You got that?
That's what I thought you said.
I thought you said that. I thought that was what I said.
Yep.
16 and a half gone. The next game is the Eagles in West Adelaide with Michael Marty and Grant Coffey on digital pass. Ball at centre half forward or on the half forward line. Cross goes one way, then the other, and then goes for the quick kick, and it's good. Marked there by Noble.
It's just these long bombs in I don't like.
Noble's kick in towards half forward, almost a south mark off the boot. Bounces clear into the full forward. Wilkinson's waiting for it to come his way, but it won't, as it's taken over the boundary line for a throw in.
Yep. Okay, so now it's in here, South Adelaide. See what we can do. See if we can build a wall to keep the ball inside the 50. And the midfielders can get on the bottom of the packs here and fight to win the ball.
Boundary umpire ready to rock and roll. In it comes. Hanneth gets front spot with both hands towards the safety of the boundary line. Now, I think he was out before he kicked it.
No, the umpire's called out on the full. It looked very close from him, being just on the line or inside. And Michael Virgin's done pretty well since crossing across from North Adelaide.
Yep. We must sit down during the week one day, and I'll read the form guide and you can have a frothy, and work out just the best side of players who've swapped teams from last year to this year.
Yeah.
There'd be a few.
Well, Michael Virgin was at North Adelaide for a long time.
Was.
Perennial reserves player, the odd senior game, and then switches across to Glenelg and plays in the Premiership.
That's it. Here's the shot at goal. Hooked away from Heaslip across the goal face. Punch now to the safety of who?
Glenelg.
Yeah, Motlop was hungry, and there's a throw. Well, the throw is called.
I'm not quite sure if it was that obvious up here.
No.
But
well, I'll tell you who jumped on it quickly, Alex Carlotto. No, he had it. He had it and he was all set to go. And the umpire said, no, that's not your kick. But he was pretty confident.
Yeah, well, here's another opportunity. One that's probably been given to you a little bit fortuitously, but doesn't matter. Capitalise on it. I think he has.
Looks pretty straight, and it's Zachary Domesny.
Oh, yes, he's had a reasonable game of footy too.
Good on you, Zach.
Playing out in the wing.
Goal scored off a free kick, doesn't matter.
No, get him any way you possibly can, even if it was a bit of luck involved. But I tell you what, one thing you need in a game of footy is a bit of luck, and it's got to go your way, not the other way. And that way it went his way, and good on him for finishing off, because South Adelaide need it. 2 goals each this quarter. Seen a bit more spirited effort from South Adelaide. Lacking a whole heap of polish and touch and a little bit of better ball movement, but they've been in the game. They just haven't done it as well as what Glenelg have. But, they're continuing on from last year, Glenelg, and doing it very well.
Ball back at centre field. Oh, big strong leap then from Ben Harron. Climbed up it, lost it to Matty Schnook for Glenelg. In towards the half-forward line. Stretch. Can he score from there? He hoofs towards full forward. Is there a mark paid?
Ooh.
Not quite.
Fair hang.
It wasn't. It was a hang, all right. There's a bit of grappling going on outside the square, and there'll be a ball tossed in the air. Gee, I tell you what, it's one sport where you never get sick and tired of.
I reckon that was Luke Parting.
Yeah, well, he's nothing off him. He's a midget. No. And he climbed up and got into a position as it's knocked through for a behind.
Off the knee, 1 point.
Yep. Good call, Wayne, from where you are, because
my eyes are.
Your eyes were good. It looked like Agnew had scored a goal, but it wasn't. It's a behind.
And that's what South doesn't want. They don't want to kick a goal and see Glenelg answer straight away. They want to back up and get 2 in a row. And here's a bit of a set play down the middle of the ground, but once again the ball hits the deck. But
Motlop.
Glenelg an opportunity.
Here's Jonty Scharenberg into full forward off the hands of the pack.
One of yours.
2 South players went. Broadbent lost it. He couldn't quite find the handle. New kid on the block there, Luke Parks, put his body in. The ball hacked in towards full forward. Partington didn't fall over. He kicked it off the ground. Partington is very special. He's kicked a goal. Partington.
Something out of nothing. And that's what a good footy player does. He gets beaten in the contest in the air and was able to follow up his own work. And fortuitous kick off the ground. But luck's a fortune in footy sometimes. And well, we know Luke Parton, anything he touches turns to goal most of the time, and not a bad bloke just to have out of the goal square at the minute while he's having a spell from doing his super huge work on in the midfield rotations.
He's 26.
Yeah, he's young.
Is he going to play for AFL?
No, I'd play him in the Crows side this afternoon if Mark Stone had let me, but he could adapt to it, no problem at all. No problem at all.
He's so busy.
Yep.
And as you said, he was in that pack going for a big mark. I'm not saying that's what he should be doing all the time, but he's the pepper and salt player. You don't mess around with him, do you?
No, I'd play him probably in front of half a dozen blokes at the Crows at the moment.
Well, we're going to see the ball out of the middle, heading towards 3/4 time. And don't forget, for Glenelg, Fitness Warehouse, Glider Roll, PFD, Telstra Store and Flinders Private Hospital. And for South Adelaide, proudly sponsored by Southern Volkswagens, Flinders Uni, Red Arc Electronics and Belfast Bakery.
The Alphas.
Well, they're the ones that we love to talk about. As we see McBean.
Yep, first time we've seen him be bit this quarter, but once again his work at ground level is good.
Yep, very good indeed. Now it's picked up in defence by Joey Haynes for South, and it's bounced back towards centre wing and over for a throw in with Michael Money and Grant Coffey drifting by. Grant Coffey getting himself organised with a couple of pies on the plate.
He had a whole plate full of them, Grant Coffey. You don't need to be eating 4 or 5 of them.
No, but still, we can go back when they're working and then we can do that.
Absolutely. We might put a couple of custard tarts on our plate as
Glenelg 14.690, South Adelaide 7.446. Close to 3/4 time. Broadbent lays a tackle and he was fortunate not to be given a free kick against him because Snook didn't have the ball. Agnew to Motlop. Scharenberg for Glenelg. Can't knock it away. Agnew goes back in. They're waiting, and now the umpire said, give it to me. Give the Burley football to me. The only Burley I'll ever think of is when I go crayfishing, and there's a lot of Burley there, big fella.
Yeah, and I'm not good on the water either.
I'm ordinary. Attempted kick out of the pack there by Nick Schwartz for South Adelaide. Goes back in, tries again. He's caught by Motlop. Still caught by Motlop. Now whistle. 24 gone. Glenelg in this quarter, 3 goals. South Adelaide, 2 goals. Quarter time it was 6 points. At 3/4 time the margin had booted out 71-32, so it was 29. And now it's 46-90, so what does that make it? 44 points.
Yeah, it's been a good quarter from South Adelaide. Been super competitive.
And jumping around there, Cam McCree having a run on the ball, gets to Broadbent. Broadbent's left boot in towards half forward. Not much going on down there, and so there'll be there won't be a whistle.
No,
won't be a whistle. Prouds kick back towards centre wing. Should have been marked there by Highmore, and that would be a disappointment because he was in a position to bring the ball forward, but fortunately his teammate does, and it's marked by Whittlesey off the boot of Haynes. He's a fairly crowded forward line.
Fairly crowded. This is where South Adelaide has struggled all day. That's a free kick.
No whistle played then for a climb all over. Then now Agnew back towards the centre wing. And South to reload after the mark taken by Highmore. Someone yells out down below, Highmore.
He heard you. Yep. So they could just build something here. South, it's got a long kick in. Well, Glenelg going to mark this because there's no one there, but...
Now, overall was waving at the umpire. I don't know whether he was saying he was pushed out, but...
Yeah, or shepherded out and couldn't get a run at the contest, but...
So Nicholson's got it now. He's been about the place too. It'll be tough for you to pick out those 3 2-1s, Wayne. Be a lot of pressure on you. People will be queuing up in the car park to find out who you gave the votes to.
Here we
Umpire's
go.
in the way. Umpire just got a little bit close to the action. And it's action provided in defence. Glenelg with numbers. The good kick to half-back mark there by Agnew. Agnew's kick long and strong towards the half-forward line. A good mark out there, marked by... who's that out there? That's Bailey.
He's had a good game too, Bailey.
Short pass to Snook. Snook. Now has Snook overcooked it? No, he hasn't. He goes back to Gregson. Gregson to Curran. Curran's the centre half forward. That was a training drill.
Yep.
Didn't really have to do too much. And eventually the
hello.
kick. Oh no, 25-metre penalty. And somebody who has really crept up, I reckon, on us throughout this game is the West Coast recruit, Matt Allen.
Yep.
No good arguing out there.
No, I think he's had... Well, there's been solid contributors from Glenelg all over the field today. I think their forward line's been super efficient. Midfielders throwing the ball around.
Oh, his kick.
Every time they go forward, they seem to score in the affirmative, not the negative. But their setup across the half-forward line has been much better than South's today.
27 gone. Won't be a long quarter. First 2 quarters went over 30 minutes, but we had 7 goals and 9 goals. In this quarter, we only had 5. So you'd reckon 3-quarter time will blast very shortly. And we'll see Glenelg looking at 2 in a row. 14 rounds this year because of the issues that we're all dealing with health problems, and not a send out specifically to anyone, but to everybody there who might be working through some tough times. Best thing to do is pick up a phone and ring someone and say how you're going, or if you can visit them, or if you send a message, or you can in some way make contact. That's half the battle.
Doesn't have to be much.
No. 28 minutes gone. Third quarter, Glenelg 14-7-91. South Adelaide 7-4-46. We'll get a summary from Wayne at the 3-quarter time break and then roll into the last quarter. Lovely day. Plenty of sunshine. We heard the bells of St. Peter's early on, giving us a spiritual start to the day. Overall, did all right then for South. Kick towards half forward. Oh, there's too much down there, and you're looking around to see if South have got any strong players down there who can take a mark, and the only bloke down there was that big beefsteak, Jack Hanneth. Yeah,
and the only person we've called on occasions today with South's forward line is Overall.
Yep, true. Here's a chance for movement.
Here's a caught off guard. There's still 2-on-1 here.
Oh, don't go for a handball. There is going to be a handball that's going to go to Tyson Brown. He's 70 from goal. And Brown's kick wobbles in towards the forward pockets. Broadbent wants it, not Broadbent down there. Number 12, that's Wilkinson. No, that's not going to be a call. Still a chance now. The redhead picks it up. The redhead there is McCreary. In towards full forward, over the back of the pack, and the siren sounds for a bit of frenetic action to finish the third quarter with Glenelg at 14-7-91. South Adelaide 7-4-46. The lead at 3-quarter time is handy. It's 7-3. That's 45.
Yep.
I'll go straight to you, Wayne, because we want to get a bit of time for you to pull this apart. At 3-quarter time, Glenelg 14-7-91 to South Adelaide 7-4.
Played on the wing that quarter. He's out on the wing against this quarter. He's been involved much more in the play. I think Joel Cross has stepped up to the plate a little bit in that third quarter. There's a couple of guys, and Matty Broadbent always sticks out because you like watching him play. So there's a few from South Adelaide, quite a few from Glenelg, but no, I'll wait for a 4-quarter performance.
And just a final one, because we're about to start this final quarter. Glenelg 14-7-91, South Adelaide 7-4-46. Do you often give the best on ground to someone from a losing side?
Can do. Done it before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Wayne.
Won't be today, though.
Played the game at the highest level and played it superbly for the Crows, and then travelled around coaching and playing and giving so much back to football. And now he's giving plenty to our coverage of...
Forward man. The goals are down that way.
Well, it's true. He wasn't quite sure.
No.
That was Nick Schwartz, and eventually Broadbent towards the half forward line. That's a reasonable grab, or is it paid?
Oh,
yeah, it is.
I think he is a half volley.
Yeah, I thought...
I'll take it.
Yeah, the mark is going to be paid down there to Reece Milson. Oh, Reece has gone short.
Yeah.
It's okay. I thought it was going to creep over the boundary line, but it's marked down there by Amon Wilkinson.
And he's had a bit of influence in today's game. He's been lively up forward.
He kicked a goal.
We might have noticed him with his lime boots and his bright white hair has stuck out a little bit, but he's had a crack.
Well, if he kicks a goal here, it's the goal of the day because he's just inside 50 and he's on the boundary line. And he comes in, and it's not the goal of the day because it goes across the face of the goal mouth and is...
Still in play.
Still, now it's taken through for a behind. 7-5-47 South Adelaide, proudly sponsored by Southern Volkswagens, Flinders Uni, Red Arc Electronics and Belfast. And Glenelg in control at 14.791. Fitness Warehouse, Glider Roll, PFD and Telstra stores and Flinders Private Hospital. So sponsors are plentiful. And we're going to see a grab now from Noble from South Adelaide. 60 from goal towards half forward. That's it's Curran down there, was it?
Yep.
That was a decent grab. He just
grab.
jumped straight up in the air.
Yeah, that's what South... No one from South has done that today. Good intercept mark.
Vertical elevation as Broadbent got front position. Now, I know that comparisons are odious, but there's a little bit of Chris Judd about Broadbent when you look at him.
Yep,
I'm not saying he plays like him, but...
No, there's some familiarity, that's for sure.
He does his right things.
Oh,
now a chance
well
now
done.
for the Panthers
Quickly,
with a
young
hand
man.
pass into the square, but you've got to get rid of it a lot quicker than that, Liam Fit.
That Glenelg bloke has not moved.
No, I think he might have just been squashed when they all went for the ball. There was nothing malicious about it.
No.
But they've got to stop play. Got to stop play because that player in the air, and there's a collision of some sorts. We are a long way away from what's going on. And Jeff, our cameraman, who does an outstanding job getting as close as he can from where he is. And there is a bit of movement from the player.
Yeah, he seems to be, he's moving at least anyway. And it was just a clash of bodies there. The handball come over the top. The South Adelaide fella was just a sitting duck there, and Glenelg fella tackled him pretty strongly. There's obviously been some sort of a head clash there, or he's hit his shoulder, and he's just a bit wobbly at the moment. But at least he's up on his knees and he's moving around a little bit.
Yeah, I reckon it might be Nicholson.
Number 45.
It's Carl Nicholson. And that's one of those pieces of audience participation that I never get sick of now. A crowd warmly applauding the fact that this guy...
He's up and about and he's okay.
Yeah, now he's being taken from the ground. And you know what I think, as I look to where the players come out on the other side of the ground, the mini ambulance, is that allowed to come out in this day and age?
No, Les Burdett wouldn't let it on there.
No, but I'm asking, because of the virus and that sort of stuff.
I guess something like that would have to be cleaned down and be prepared in case they've got to use it.
Well, the applause that you can hear is... We're going to see Carl Nicholson now. As we watch from our vantage point, we're on level 5, and Carl Nicholson being well attended to by the training staff, and I reckon both clubs would have sent out their trainers to make sure that he was as good as he could be.
Yep.
And he's being taken from the ground, and you would think that's the end of the afternoon for Nicholson.
No, he looks a little bit groggy. He might have been... He might have been knocked out there for a couple of seconds, and I don't think he'll take any further part in the game. He's gone straight down to the rooms.
Now, Fitz got a free kick, and I reckon Fitz a chance from here. Laying the tackle strongly, and the ball thrown to him, as we see Nicholson now being well treated by those who do such a fine job. And Liam Fit. I'm really confident this could happen. Wayne?
Yeah, I'll back him in from here. There's a couple of shots on goal from that exact same spot goal for 1 goal and 1 behind. So hopefully he can left footer, he won't miss.
Liam Fit. Oh! How'd you be if that was the last leg of the quaddie and you had the field?
Yeah, well, that was a great kick. There's a little bit of obviously some time spent there doing nothing, and when the game's resumed, South reacted very well to that. And that was a great shot on goal. Good 50-metre kick. Good start for South Adelaide. I think they've kicked the last couple in a row. And, where you thought that at some stage during the half-time break that Glenelg could have gone on with this, South Adelaide have fought. They made it a bit ugly in that third quarter, but now they've just they've slotted a goal through. If they can add another couple to it, it'll be a reasonable result for them.
It'll be a long final term because of the injury to Carl Nicholson, but he's being well attended to, says he from afar. But he was taken from the ground and he's off the scene. Now there's a trip, and I'm reckoning there'll be a free kick to Luke Bogle. Panthers, 1 in a row in this last quarter.
Jump.
Kicks towards centre half forward. Wilkinson hung. Oh, he was caught. He was thrown in the air. He might have been a bit stiff. Now there's a free kick to South for off the ball. Free kick. I reckon it is too.
Yeah.
Hayden Sampson. He was taken and the whistle went quickly.
Yeah, it did. Start of every quarter, South seemed to be really intense. They did that in the third quarter and made it a bit of a scrap, and all of a sudden they've done it again. Time spent in forward line. They haven't had too many tools up front today, but their littles have been pretty good.
Sampson kicked the first goal of the game for South Adelaide, and now he's kicked his second goal at the start of the final term. The Panthers get 2 in a row to move to 9-5. That's a total of 59. Glenelg 14-7-91. Digital pass, football at its finest, coming to you from the Adelaide Oval. We head back to, geographically, venues we're not sure of. We'll have to re-seek. We'll have to go on a rendezvous and a recce during the week to make sure we know where we're going next week, Wayne.
A reconnaissance mission, or I hope Google Maps is working.
Let's just hope. Here comes Broadbent. Cross had it, lost it, put his body in. That was good. The last 2 goals to South. Can they experience euphoria by bringing the ball into attack? No, is the call. And there's a hole in the ball. It took a while before the whistle went.
All of a sudden, a little bit of luck going South Adelaide's way here. I'm not saying they're going to come back and win the game, but it's much better to see. Go on.
Haynes got it to Brown. That was all right.
3 in a row.
There's not. Oh, dear, oh, dear. You've got some breaks, you've got some speed, you've got some space, and you've got a shot at goal on the run, and the guy who's got the pill looked like he could score. Unfortunately, errant shot from Luke Bogle behind the South, who are 9-6-60, Glenelg 14-7-91, 31 points, a long way to go.
Long way to go. I don't think they can win that game, but if they can get it back to 2.5, 3 goals. Here's my young man again that's shown.
It's your young man now, just because he's got funny old hair.
Well, he's kicked a couple of goals, so I'll take him. But he's looked lively. The little blokes up forward for South have done it better than the talls today. But it probably wasn't the greatest kick, and this young fella's read it better.
Well, he stuffed the old mouth guard down the sock.
Yep.
Not sure whether that's all that hygienic, but it's gone.
At least it's his own.
It'll reappear. He's going to shoot for goal. There's 3 in a row. Eamon Wilkinson. That's a good name. He's 45 out. He kicks long.
Done well.
He's kicked a goal.
Yeah.
The Panthers rise. Yep. Can they continue this momentum? They're 10-6-66. Glenelg 14-7-91. Wilkinson has 2. In this last quarter, we've played 9.5 minutes, but remember, we would have had an extra 3 or 4 minutes because of the injury suffered by number 45 for Glenelg, Carl Nicholson. Wayne Wiedemann, tell us all.
Yeah, well, let's hope South Adelaide can keep this momentum going. They've stuck at their guns all day, even though they've tried. It hadn't looked pretty on some occasions, but all of a sudden, a little bit of luck has gone South Adelaide's way. A couple of free kicks, a couple of holding ball decisions in the front of goal, and all of a sudden they've capitalised on it. They've made a real go at it here.
Just what Jared Wright would want. for them to hit back.
Wouldn't want to relax for a minute because
No.
Glenelg win it out of centre and straight down the forward line again.
McBean comes from behind.
First intercept mark from South Adelaide we've seen all day in the back half.
Yep. Calotto, I think it was, in defence. Kicks wide towards centre wing,
Go,
over
man.
the shoulder, and it's another one. Umpire's going to pay at least a free kick and a report.
Oh.
There's a report. The player who got the whack down there was Joel Cross. Now, if that's a report, there has to be 25 metres. You can't just not pay, surely.
No. I don't think there's much in it. I think he wrong-footed him and he's had his hand up high.
I agree. But if there was a report...
If you get reported, it's automatic 25 anyway.
Yeah, well, they didn't do it.
No.
That didn't happen. Anyway, South swinging to attack and they're moving. Who's down there to try and take a grab? In towards full forward. Overall got up. No, couldn't take it. Snap it, goal. That is Luke Bogle. And that is another goal. And that is South who've jumped on board the locomotive that's heading towards the Adelaide Oval. And they've kicked 4 unanswered goals. 11-6, 72. Glenelg, 14-7, 91. 11 minutes gone, final quarter.
It is good. It is good what we're seeing here from South Adelaide. All of a sudden, as I said before, a little bit going away. But the other thing that they've done more so in this quarter, or this first, 12 minutes or so gone, is that they've moved the ball quickly into the forward line. And put it in some areas where they've been able to compete one-on-one. At the minute, South Adelaide's forward line is 6-on-6 here, which before, with the slow movement, Glenelg always had a couple of spares. So quick movement has given that Billy 6-on-6 and they've won.
Hanneth tried to knock it away. In the back's the call.
There we go.
Motlop was over effusive. Free kick goes to Cross. Cross deftly towards centre wing now. The long kick is going to be taken out there. That's a fine mark over the top there by Jaden Kapler. On the left boot, South have kicked the last 4 goals in towards the half-forward line. Scrambling play out there. Going to be picked up. Good kick by Scherenberg. No, it's not. It's out on the full. It'll be a Panthers kick there. 11-6-72. Glenelg haven't scored since three-quarter time. 14-7-91.
No, and they've been outplayed in this last quarter. South have shown some intent and won a fair bit of their own footy because they've been first to the ball.
Kick towards Overall, who's got it. Now he's a chance.
He's a big boot.
He's a big hoofer. And he is definitely a chance over there to shoot for goal accurately. That's the poser, Sam Overall. He's right up against the Powerade fence. And he's in the right forward pocket at the northern end.
Imagine if he kicks this.
This will be interesting. Sammy Overall. No, you watch the umpire, and the umpire has to burst with speed across. That was either Matthew Williams or Bradley Hammer. It was out on the full. So it'll be a Glenelg defence taking the grab, but they're under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Let's see what can happen with this kick back into play towards the half-back line. The champs.
I think it's only been in Glenelg's forward line perhaps once, maybe twice this quarter. It's been all South Adelaide for the first 13 and a half minutes here and capitalised.
Well, the question that I pose is, and I will in a moment, as it's a hot ball back at centre wing. No one can take advantage of it, and the whistle will blow and I'll talk. A top side like Glenelg expects then that they'll be tested every week.
Yeah.
Every week at some stage the opposition will say, hey, let's give this a crack.
Yeah. As I mentioned at half time, Mark Stone would be more interested in about the boys, not what they've done in the first half, is what they want to continue doing in the second half. And one of them would be not to relax and give South Adelaide an even break. But it seems as though I don't think Glenelg have slowed down and given them an even break. I think South have just got better in this half.
They've played some good football, all right. Of that, there is no doubt. And there's still a chance for anything to happen. We've gone 14 and a half minutes. We had the injury there. Unfortunately, it looks as if Carl Nicholson was okay, but added time. Hanneth from behind, can't quite win the tap away. Snook does well to Partington, who's caught by Overall. Got the hand passed away to Stretch. That was all right. Stretch has kicked Snook off his fingers and rolls. Didn't go out of bounds. Kicked off the ground back to the centre. Motlop had it for the Glenelg team. Lost it. Umpire says my ball. There's a bit of interest in this game, isn't there?
All of a sudden, people that weren't interested in the result are all of a sudden back on their edge of their seats with South Adelaide coming home strong.
There's a free kick or holding the ball?
It's holding the ball.
Holding the ball against Ben Heaslip, and I reckon that there's a few Glenelg supporters who were calling out, it's about time we had a free kick.
Yeah, they haven't had much of the luck in the last half hour.
No, but the top team will always face, not adversity from the crowd, but people want the top team to be challenged because if your team is the side that is having a crack at them, you want them to be a chance.
Yep.
Did that make any sense?
Yeah, it did.
Good. Throw in. I like the look too of Ben Harron. He's going to contest with another guy who has stamped his authority, Jack Hanneth.
Yeah.
We took it out of the pack. How's that? Spins around, kicks towards centre half forward. Now, there's a couple who claim the mark. Hard to tell from where we are, but there will be a toss in the air. Reynolds was one of them.
There's a couple of hands all over that.
16 minutes gone. 4 goals, 2 to a duck egg in this last quarter. Hanneth knocks in towards centre half forward. Reynolds one way, Reynolds the other way. Surely holding the ball, umpire.
Yeah.
No. He will be now.
Yeah,
good umpiring too. They didn't just blow the whistle straight away. But
no, terrific from South.
Yeah, South showing a lot of bite, a lot of vigour, a lot of venom. Think of the attitudes and the adjectives of a side that is coming back after 4 unanswered goals. The ball at centre wing. Bounces out there. Jackson Edwards. They go back into attack and are waiting underneath Noble. He'll take the mark.
South have put Glenelg under
pressure. Dear. Partington takes the ball and kicks a goal after a mark was dropped by the Panthers. And they would be absolutely shattered as Partington was so quick, so accurate. And that hurts big time. 15-7-97. South 11-6-72. Ouch, that hurt big time.
It did hurt big time. South Adelaide had the momentum. And look, once again, it's not the style of play that was the cause of the Glenelg goal. It was just the execution. You want your players to look inside. And if you had hit the kick, taken the mark, rolled on and played on, the ball would be inside Panthers 50. But the worst bloke to pass it to almost, Luke Parkney. He doesn't miss too many goals on the run.
True. Would you encourage that sort of play as a coach? Would you want your players to play with the ball and try to go down the middle?
Absolutely. All the time. Yep. You can't play. You got to play attacking sort of footy. You can't play boring down the line around the boundary stuff. You got to come back inside at some stage.
Well, a free kick for Shepherding has gone to McCree in towards half forward, and a good strong defensive work there by Scharenberg. Knocked away towards teammate out there in Agnew. Agnew does good things. Got it to Bailey for Glenelg back towards the centre wing. McBean couldn't take the mark. South need the next goal. There's a good, strong chase from McBean.
Yeah.
And he's rewarded too. The big man just kept on going. Turns and spins. Motlop was not in the contest and the mark in defence was taken by, let's have a look down there, Zachary Domesny. Is he trouble, Zachary? Oh boy, he was lucky to get out of that little hole that he dug for himself. South needing to bring the ball forward. They do back towards centre wing. And the mark at centre wing is taken by Tyson Brown.
Go.
The centre wing. Now Panthers. What have you got? Have you got something to give us at half forward? Whittlesey does well with the hand pass. He does well. The kick into full forward in the square. Perfect position. And it's a mark and it's a goal and it's Sam Overall.
Well done.
Who does all those. Overall kicks his second goal. And South Adelaide 12-6. 78. Glenelg 15-7-97. We've got 19 minutes of play having ticked by. Last quarter action, South 5 goals, 2. Glenelg 1 straight goal away, and the Wiedemann will give us the 3-2-1s, and it might be a little tougher than what you anticipated, big fella.
I was on easy street, but it was going quite so well for Glenelg and my votes. But South Adelaide, that was the first bit of play. They kept possession of the ball. They worked it all the way along, and finally a long kick over the top where the South Adelaide forward-line players look dangerous. That was terrific work. It's just a little bit late.
5 who've kicked multiples now. As we see Broadbent slam it on the boot out of the middle in towards half forward. Look for the kid with the ponytail. That kid there is McCreary. Flick back. Short pass is on there from Whittlesea in towards full forward. Clears the pack, running quickly is Scherenberg for Glenelg. He's caught! Ball bounced out, his danger overall. Got a hand pass. He won't get it again. Kicked a full forward on the left, but it's through. Broadbent rushes across and does the high fives. Why wouldn't he? Another goal to South. Kicked out of virtually nothing. And some hand passes. And eventually the ball loose and kicked through for a goal by the Panthers. And in this last quarter, they just keep on keeping on. Now, the guy who kicked it is running back to the half-back line.
Yeah.
That's who it is. And his number is 29. And his name is Jaden Kapler. And South, 13-6-84. Glenelg, 15-7-97. We have a 13-point ball game.
And it's game on, and all of a sudden the crowd has come to light.
What a stirring comeback by the Panthers in this last quarter. 6-1. Now out of the middle, Glenelg decide to come forward. They won't go very far. Yeah. Haynes takes the mark at half-back. They must continue to play this aggressive and attacking football. Yeah. 21 minutes gone in the term. Glenelg by 13 points to centre wing. Who's got it? Pushed out of the pack there by Tyson Brown. He goes to the kid with a ponytail, and that kid is McCreary. He for the Panthers, banks it in towards half forward. Loose ball. Umpire watches. There won't be a free kick. He blew it quickly and gets in and gets rid of those that are around the pack. And the margin stays at 13 points.
South Adelaide in the right part of the ground.
Ball to be tossed in the air. Knocked out, a good strong fist too by McCree too. Bounces back 2-on-1, numbers with South. Free kick. Umpire says nothing. No. It's not. I thought he was going to pay it. Kick towards full forward. And it'll be, I thought there was a mark, but there's no whistle, and now there is, and there'll be a bounce in there, or a bounce 15 metres out from goal. And a real chance for the Panthers, who have gained another leg, who've gained extra momentum. Tigers by 13 points. Broadbent runs past the man on the mark. Kick out of the pack. Haynes has it bounce for him. Put his boot out, couldn't quite do the necessaries. Some strong tackling. Billy Stretch, if you don't mind. He came in.
I like the calls of ball when he just got hold of it. Got more by about 8 Tiger players.
Yeah. Good stuff down there too. Well played by Kapler. He was at the other end to kick that last goal. Now he's down in attack. And he might have to get back there in a moment. The ball is kicked back towards centre wing. Fisted out of the pack to Highmore. He runs past the ball, goes back in. Reynolds is there. Free kick, Glenelg.
Yeah.
Here's McBean, gets up. What's he going to do? He's going to go short. The target is there for Bailey. Bailey goes in short, and all of a sudden, Glenelg say, let's hang on to it. Partington towards the half-forward line. He kicks well to an eye-catching display from this man, number 22 emblazoned on his back, Matt Allen. Long way out, 15-7 to 13-6, 13 points the difference. Allen towards full forward. Panthers will believe there's a 2-on-2 play. Almost Bradley a mark to Glenelg. Hand pass was errant. Hand pass wasn't errant, and away goes South through cross, through the middle. He can't run too far, but he did. Umpire almost blew the whistle for radio. Here's Wilkinson. Oh. Wilkinson, can he grab the man? No, he can't. Can he grab the ball? No, he can't. Can he grab Virgin? No, he can't. It's kicked a half back, and it might be too.
He'll get it back.
Virgin on the ridiculous. That was like a joke. He couldn't get it. But I'll tell you what's happened now. It's a 25-metre penalty. Broadbent to take a set shot. 24 minutes gone. Glenelg lead by 13 points.
Oh, where's Big Overall?
Short pass is on. And the mark is taken down there by Tom Whittlesey in the right forward pocket at the northern end. Score check, Glenelg 15-7-97. Scoreless in this last quarter. No, they got a goal.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time here. There's been how many goals kicked? 7 this quarter? 6
yeah,
this quarter?
6 South and 1 Glenelg.
7 quarter. There'll be a bit of time on.
Here's Whittlesey. Gives it a hoof.
Not bad.
Whittlesey.
Not bad.
Whittlesey. You can't call out and make the ball do what you want it to do.
Need a big breeze over the top of the scoreboard just to push it in the right spot.
12 points the difference. 24 minutes gone. Glenelg at three-quarter time led by 45 points. They lead by 12 as McBean will leap high. Can't take the mark. Off hands, picked up and kicked forward by Partington to centre wing. Who's there? Allen's there for Glenelg. Rushes back. Can't knock it forward. Close to the boundary line. He's still got it. Now he gives it to Virgin, who's taken the ground. Holding the ball will be the call. Free kick. Panthers. Getting to his feet. Number 34 for the Panthers in Tyson Brown. What's he doing? He's going backwards to Noble. Noble, this is danger. He's kicked to a 2-on-1.
Yeah,
Partington has lost it. But they've got the numbers. Glenelg, throw or push. Free kick to the Tigers. It must have been off the ball there because the ball was kicked forward. And it'll go back to Glenelg, and it'll be Jackson Edwards.
Fortunately for South Adelaide, can push some numbers back to build a bit of a wall behind the play. Give them some options to runners to go forward when they win possession of it.
Kick into towards centre half forward.
Oh, no.
McBean, once, twice, no. Didn't get it the third time. Out of the pack, hand pass is good to Haynes. Glenelg by 2 goals. 25 and a half minutes gone in the final term. Yes, folks, 2 goals. They, in effect, were in front by 45 points at three-quarter time, and the Panthers can run. Can they run fast enough? Sampson, run, Sampson, run. Sampson kicks. Yes. Goal! It's a goal of difference. Digital pass football at the Adelaide Oval. Sampson has 3. And South Adelaide, what a comeback. 15-7 to 14-7. 27 gone final term. Wayne Wiedemann.
Still plenty of time. What a great bit of play. Young Haynes at the back, out the back half, kicks the ball long. They win it at ground level. Gets it forward again. And young Sampson against another young mate of his in Jackson Edwards, just outrun him. And was clever enough, not to just blaze away, but just punch it along the ground to dribble through for an exciting goal. And we never thought this, but it's game on again.
Would never have thought this, Wayne.
Never. I think thought it was going to be Glenelg by 8 goals. I thought South Adelaide to have a crack, but now to be watching this and calling this game of footy with one straight kick in it with probably 3 or 4 or 5 minutes to go, South have every chance.
45 points in front at three-quarter time. And now the momentum with South, who mark at half-back. The grab taken by Highmore. And they're creating space. The long kick towards centre wing. Doesn't matter how long or where it goes. As long as it finds a man, he slips over there. And all of the Glenelg defenders have swept back down the ground. Kick towards the half-forward line. Overall had the mark and then dropped the mark, and it's over for a throw-in.
Might have been a bit surprised it come over the top of the pack there and wasn't quite ready for it. But, it would have been handy for him to mark that and kick it deep inside the forward 50.
27 and a half minutes have been played. Glenelg lead by 1 goal, 15-7. South Adelaide 14-7. What a thriller. Sunday football. Digital pass. The games for SANFL have been super. Stretch from half-back to centre wing. It's out on the full. Another free kick to South. They're going to go chipping down the ground on the outer side because everybody's flooded back. There's the short pass on, marked by Broadbent. He's off. Broadbent.
It's a good kick.
He gives it a hoof in towards full forward, over the back of the pack. Anyone there? No, it's over for a boundary throw in.
Right.
And I'm just not 100% sure, Wayne, on the amount of time that Nicholson spent off the ground. I presume they'd blow time off.
Yeah, I would have thought so. There'd be a couple of minutes added on there. I guess that, it'll... South Adelaide will want to go for as long as they can to get in front, but they need every South player to play in front now. Ball
from the throw-in is belted straight back over the boundary line for another throw-in.
I think the South bloke belted.
Well, there was a bit of consternation and dissatisfaction there as big Jack Hanath ran across. Let's try again. Hanath is there. It looks like Overall's going to do the boundary throw-in with him. Motlop for the Tigers stands behind those two. Glenelg by a goal. Deep, deep, deep. Into the time-on period of the last quarter. Knocked out of the pack. Can anyone grab it? Hand pass comes wide. Noble. Noble with a hand pass. It was cut off. Kicked down the ground. Who can run? It's at centre half forward. Rushing back there and taking the ball in good style is Schwartz.
Well done.
He kicks cleverly, marked out at half-back by Brown. Brown goes over the top. These are South Adelaide players. Haynes kicks to centre wing. Glenelg by a goal. Haynes kicks long. Duminsley towards half-forward. In defence, Curran takes the grab, and what a good grab it was.
Yeah, solid in defence. We know Curran is a good player as it is. He'll milk this for everything it's worth here and just go boring down the line to get another stoppage here from Glenelg's favour.
29 and a half gone. Chance now, good kick out of the pack there by Somerton.
Oh.
Knocked forward on the ground there. Broadbent was heavily tackled, but fairly. Away they go, and now the umpire says mine. Surely, into the last minute of this game, surely. Glenelg by a goal, 15-7-97, South 14-7-91.
Just about to tick over 30 minutes. How much is left? And has South Adelaide got a chance?
Well, it's in their attacking zone, but they can't grab the ball. Yes, they can. Out of the pack cross. Will he run? Will he kick? He does the first. He runs. He goes for the hand pass. Oh, over the top of the player there running forward in McCreary. McCreary runs back after it. Cross. Kicks to full forward. Is it bound? Is there a free kick? Free kick. Free kick South in the square. Free kick South in the square. I reckon Wilkinson's down there. What's happened? Hang on.
Had to be.
Hang on. No. It's been given a behind. The umpire ran forward.
Was Broadbent off the ground? Surely that was in the back.
Well, I'm looking at the gesticulations from the umpire and got the impression that there was to be a free kick paid. It wasn't.
Or was it stacks on the mill?
And there isn't. 5 points the difference. Glenelg lead. Kick into play. Fisted back there by Somerton. Still South in attack. 31 minutes having gone. Last quarter action. All players in South Adelaide's half of the Adelaide Oval. Digital pass, best place to be. From the toss in the air. There's plenty of tosses out there at the moment. I'll give you the chip. His cross. Does he keep it in play? No, he doesn't. Simon! Glenelg, hang on. The Premiers hang on. And South Adelaide hurried home in a spectacular last quarter. Glenelg, 14-8, 92. South Adelaide. I'll get it right. 15-7, 97 Glenelg. South Adelaide, 14-8, 92. What a finish. The margin 5 points in favour of Glenelg. 15-7, 97 to South, 14-8, 92. Wrap it up for us, please, Wayne, and then we'll shuffle forward to make way for our commentary team for the Eagles and the West Adelaide.